It's the Orioles on Masset, and we welcome you to Birdland. The Orioles return home to open up this homestand against the Red Sox in the first of three. The Baltimore Symphony Orchestra providing the pregame entertainment, and none other than John Williams, the great conductor, music writer, on hand here at the ballpark tonight. So they hope the BSO and John Williams will bring him some good luck. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome for the Orioles. The tough stretch continues. It has been that way all year long. Rotation looked like it was settling down a little till yesterday. Real tough day for Alex Cobb. Bats are still very quiet. What's interesting is this did not just start this year. If you take a look back to last season, some of this may have been a precursor to what is now happening. You see what happened in August when the Orioles' record was 17-12. They had worked their way back to an opportunity actually to make it into a wild card spot. Those are good numbers in August. Then came September, where they went 7-20. The run production cut in half. Run differential reversed by more than 100%. The average dips. The average with runners in scoring position, an unbelievable number, and with 2 outs at 195. You compare September to 2018, you're talking about the same kind of numbers being put up by the Orioles. So this just didn't start in April. It started last September, Jim.
It did, and they had worked their way back into the wild card race, and we know a lot of times what 85 wins might do that, but when you end up going 7-20 and then you lose that one game in October, and even the game in October, they struck out 18 times. They got 3 hit by Snell and Rowe and Boxberger down in Tampa, so it did start there. You lose Seth Smith, you lose some injuries all along, but I talked to Scott Coolbaugh, the hitting instructor. I said, how did it happen last September? And then really the first 2 months and 2 weeks, he goes, lack of focus. One-dimensional ball club. We have had some injuries. But at the end of the day, this is a better ball club. And my wife, Susan, keeps saying, you know what? They got good players. But good players have to play well, and they just haven't been able to do it. Maybe tonight will turn it around.
All right, we will see. Mookie Betts wasn't supposed to be in the lineup for Boston. Voila, he's there. Manny Machado was supposed to be in for the Orioles. He is not. West. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, Maryland's largest writer of workers' compensation insurance. Cloudy day, not a lot of showers around, and clearing up a little bit here tonight. Take a look at our game time temperature, brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. It is 66 degrees, comfortable, partly cloudy skies, and no breeze at the ballpark for the moment. For the Red Sox, they come in with a lineup being rejuvenated, if that's possible. Mookie Betts is back in. He'll make the start, lead it off, then Benintendi, J.D. Martinez, Moreland, Bogarts, and Devers, Nunez, Vasquez, and Bradley Jr. Mookie, you see the career numbers against Bundy, and they're even higher, of course, against the Orioles.
And Dylan Bundy coming off, I guess arguably one of his best starts against the Mets up in New York. 3 hits, 7 innings, didn't give up any runs. You can see the slider. That's usually the biggest swing and a miss, but again, the changeup, 30% of the changeups he threw, he only threw 13 of them. They swung through up in New York. So we'll see if that comes into play. And again, against the Red Sox, lifetime 3-6. This year he's hadn't won any games, but he's pitched well against them. And again, you're right. Betts really turns this whole lineup. The Red Sox, 8 runs their last 4 games. Did not hit well over the weekend, losing 2 out of 3 to the White Sox, and they come in looking for runners in scoring position numbers, something the Orioles are struggling with.
So Mookie Betts decided today, talking with his manager, why do I need to go down to the minors to get 1 game in and 4 at bats? I can get him in here. And his manager, Mr. Cora, said, okay. So here he is in the lineup. He was not supposed to be in the lineup tonight. Wasn't even going to be here. He was going down to the minors. That was as of yesterday. But Betts was able to beg his way back in. So here we go. Betts will lead it off, and we are underway. And he wraps one to left field, but right at Trey Mancini. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Well, take a look at the Oriole defense here at Camden Yards. Mancini, Jones, and Rickard. That's the outfield. Valencia, Peterson playing shortstop. Manny Machado, at least initially the night off. Scope, Davis at first, and then Chance Cisco behind the plate.
Manny's got that bronchial infection that's been running through the team. Buck Showalter still has it, seriously so, but he has not missed a ball game. Other members of the club have had it too, and it's not been a pretty sight or felt good for Buck for a number of days now. Manny Machado's got that, so he's out of the lineup. 1 down, nobody on. Bundy's delivery will be taken by Benintendi. Benintendi, big numbers for him offensively, another one of the leaders. In fact, he'd been in the leadoff spot. Maybe that's why Mookie Betts came back. He looked at the numbers that Benintendi was putting up in the leadoff spot and said, wait a minute, maybe I want to be playing right now. Mookie, of course, leads the world in a lot of categories, including the best average in the league. But Benintendi, who had been in the leadoff spot, hit .333, 4 doubles, a triple, home run, 4 RBIs while he was in the leadoff spot. And apparently it doesn't matter what spot he's in. Benintendi is on with a base hit.
Yeah, and he came in hitting .407 against the Orioles. I mean, you can throw in the doubles, the triple, a couple of home runs, but he's been red hot. Now, they said he's been, again, the average with Mookie missing the last 14 games. He's hit 10 home runs in the last 30 games. Only 1 in the first 32 games, but hitting the ball to left field. I think with a little bit more authority, but he'll take that one.
Yeah. And he gets Martinez to the plate. MVP numbers for the designated hitter, batting third. Martinez has crushed the Orioles this season. Down to third and foul. Martinez has come up with just all kinds of big hits. He is hitting .370 this year against the Orioles. He's got 4 home runs and 8 RBIs against the Orioles in the 7 games they have played.
Well, already 10 home runs to the opposite field, right field. Those are kind of Jim Rice numbers, where, of course, Jim in the Hall of Fame, and he could hit the fly ball to right field with the best of them, and it would end up into the bullpen or whatever.
He's got a 1 for 5. That one hit a home run off Dylan Bundy. Very dangerous. Outfield very deep. Probably as deep as you'll ever see the right fielder Joey Rickard play. He is way out there in that power alley because that's where Martinez likes to go. Martinez has had more opposite field home runs than anybody else in the major leagues. He has hit 10 opposite field homers this year, and he has been among the top 5 in opposite field hits this season.
Yeah, you go back to the last series when the Orioles were up in Boston. He hit a changeup off of Gossman center field for a home run, and 2 home runs off of Hess, one around the pesky pole on a pretty good pitch, and then the other one out over the plate. But I think that's why they felt pretty comfortable, because even in Fenway, where there is a lot of room to pitch in right center field, he's got the kind of power numbers that it won't make a whole lot of difference.
1 ball, 2 strike count on him. The delivery, and a good one off speed and had him way out in front when he gets a strikeout.
Well, he's got the slider and the curveball, and this looks like it's maybe a little bit in between because his slider's usually 82, but it goes down. You know, again, he pitched him in earlier in the count and then comes back with something soft as you look at our Mercedes pitch count. So again, Dillon can make some pitches. Slider against righties, a very effective pitch. But against the Mets, he used them all.
Here is Mitch Moreland. Moreland is the reason Hanley Ramirez is no longer with the Red Sox, along with the fact that his contract was too fat to be carried because Moreland had to play. And while Ramirez was with the team, there was no place for Moreland to go. Moreland plays at first base and DHs. Joey Cora was involved in the decisions on that as to whether or not you keep him or not on the team. He's not been picked up. He's back home. No club has picked up Hanley Ramirez yet this season and may not. And I was talking with some people on the Red Sox today. Hanley Ramirez, they said, may want to stay home. He's gone back to the Dominican Republic and has perhaps decided that's it. 2-0 count. Runner on at first base, 2 down. Moreland just 3 for 18. Lifetime off Dylan Bundy. Infield shift is on against him. Pretty good lead over at first. Runner not going, ripped down the line and foul.
Well, he was always a good hitter. We first saw him when he came up with Texas. Smoke was down there, Chris Davis, Mitch Moreland, and he would outlast him and then would go to the Red Sox. Broke his toe last June, and the numbers kind of dropped down from a batting average standpoint, but still hit over 22 home runs. Gold Glover, making $5 million a year versus the $22 million that they would have had to pick up if Hanley Ramirez got 497 at bats.
Substantial difference. 2 ball 1 strike count. And that one's going to be fouled back as well off Bundy.
And the other thing I think to go back to and allude to what you were talking about is that you got a first-year manager, Alex Cora, who also had to deal with the fact that Hanley wouldn't be playing every day. Could he do it? Would he sit on the bench and be a good influence? And I think when you took all the things together, and Moreland's healthy and hitting, and he can pick it over at first, he gets to play.
2 ball 2 strike count. Runner goes. Swinging a foul ball. So Benintendi on the fly. And it will stay at 2 balls 2 strikes. There is Dustin Pedroia still out of the lineup. There's no date for when Pedroia might return, as that knee has continued to bother him. It's swollen up. He's gone out, played 3 games, and then it just hurt too much to play anymore. So back on the DL, and it's kind of just a matter of rehabbing. Doctors have said there's no additional injury or damage. 2 ball 2 strike count. Bundy trying to get through the first, which has been a tough inning for him. This is the inning where Dylan Bundy has surrendered 13 runs, more than any other. Also the home runs, which he's given up a lot of. Dylan comes into this ball game having given up 16 home runs on the season, 15 in the last 8 games, tied for 3rd in the majors in home runs surrendered. Long hold. 2-2 delivery, a breaking ball. Runner will stay. Good stop made. Cisco kept it out in front of him.
Yeah, I think that's what Benintendi's looking at. He's looking at, okay, is the ball to the side, because then he's going to go, but in front of him. And when you do that and shovel it out towards fair territory, your momentum's going towards second base. Again, you're looking at a guy that's 10 extra base hits last 17 games. He can hit home runs. You're not going to get thrown out for the 3rd out in the 1st inning.
Hitting .317 off right-handers. 3-2, runner goes, and the ball put up in the air and foul. Tell you about the 1st inning woes for Dylan. Those home runs, it's kind of hard to believe that half of the home runs, 8 of the 16, have come in the 1st inning of ball games. That's a ton.
Well, he threw 9 of those home runs in 3 starts, where he gave up 8, 7, and 7 runs when he had the groin pull, tried to pitch through it, not effectively.
Runner going, 3-2, look out. Holy moly. A line shot down the first base side, and Tom Goodwin, who is noted in his playing days for having good reaction times and speed, just used it.
Yeah, but he stole bases, not dodgeball.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing here. That's why you wear the helmets. I mean, look at this, and the ball hooking. So you start, and the ball is coming right at you. And you can see he goes down, and
5 foul balls in this at bat, and Bundy wins the battle. So Dillon gets a couple of strikeouts, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. O's lineup coming up. Slow fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. Rickard, Jones, and Scope, Valencia, Trumbo, and Mancini. Davis, Cisco, and Peterson will play at short with Manny out. You see the career home runs against Boston. Big numbers for Trey Mancini.
And Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer. You could see it 89, almost 90% of the time. Fastball. He can get it up to about 83. Of course, he signed originally with Cleveland. He was a starting pitcher through all those years. So again, learned the knuckleball. He throws, you can see occasional curveball, and he's been very good. He's working on 16 consecutive scoreless innings.
It's only his second start, and the knuckleball will be in there for a strike. It is his 8th appearance. He'd been working out of the bullpen. The Red Sox have had some of their own problems as far as injuries are concerned, so they have put him in the starting rotation. Pitch will be taken away. And obviously, as Jim said, that hasn't hurt a whole lot.
Nope. Well, you know, last year there was the, he had the knee problems, had to have a total knee reconstruction. Took a while for that to heal. And he's got a pretty good knuckleball in the sense that it's, maybe not quite as soft as of Wakefield's, who won over 200 games for him, but maybe not as hard as some of the other knuckleballs.
Record is 2 for 4. That's why he's in that leadoff spot against Wright. And that'll be outside. In the rotation, Drew Pomeranz is on the DL. That's why Wright has become a full-time member of it. Jim mentioned the 16 scoreless innings he's thrown. That's 4th highest right now of scoreless innings pitched by a pitcher. Jared Hughes of Cincinnati has 18 1/3. That's the most. Then Josh Hader of Milwaukee, Eric Goodell of Seattle and the Dodgers, and then Wright at 16 innings. 3 ball, 2 strikeout. Orioles have really had their struggles in the games against the Red Sox. Ball will be popped up. Vasquez has it.
Well, take a look at the defense for the Red Sox, and boy, it's a good one in the outfield. Benintendi, Bradley Jr. and Betts. Betts, of course, won the Platinum Gold Glove, or the best fielder in the American League. Devers, Bogarts, Nunez, Moreland, who won a Gold Glove, and then Vasquez, good catch and throw guy, swinging the bat well as of late.
Here is Adam Jones. Adam anchoring the number 2 spot, one of the few spots in the lineup. Buck Showalter's not moved around over the last couple of weeks. Adam has gone 4 for 16 with a couple of home runs off the knuckler. Adams had a hot bat. Chops that one down to third. It will stay foul. Adam hitting .317 over the last 34 games. How about the knuckler?
Yeah, well, there you go. Cano, of course, he's been suspended for the PEDs. Longoria with the Giants. Zimmerman on the DL with the Nats. And then Adam Jones.
Oh, 1 count. Adam rips it. That's a base hit into left field. There's just something about that knuckler I like.
Well, Scott Coolbaugh, a hitting instructor, is saying, okay, boys, back up the middle only because you got to wait for it to break or not. So there you go. Thrown with the fingertips, knuckling its way up. It's 78 miles per hour, and it stays in the middle of the plate, doesn't do much. And that's when you're able to hit it hard, and he does.
So Adam is on as the Orioles get a leadoff single. Jonathan Scope moves up into the number 3 spot with Manny out. It's been a struggle of late. Average has dipped down to just .220. Jones short lead at first. Ground ball to second. Talk about one maybe tailor-made. It wasn't. No play at first. Nunez a nice stop on a ball that was knuckling after it was hit, and he had to have a backhand it right on his body, but got it over to Bogaerts.
Yeah, Pedroia, again, he came back off the DL and then had recurring knee problems, so he's out of there. So again, I mean, he staggers to catch it, actually makes a nice recover to get it to Bogaerts. So right here, you're thinking, I better get a lead runner, and he's able to float it over to him. So knuckler hit, and then watch this. I don't know where he gets it, but that's a palm ball. Kind of a heave, and Bogaerts able to catch it because he knows there's not going to be a double play.
Good play. That's another one of those unrecorded in the box score plays that they'll never know how close it was to going on for a base hit and change the whole complexion of the inning. Danny Valencia in the cleanup spot. 3-game hit streak for Danny. He'll go after the first pitch, drive it to center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. will put it away. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base, 10 pitches for Wright to get through the first.
Yeah, polar opposites when you start looking at offense, and then we can throw in the stolen bases. They're second when we talk about the Red Sox with 49 steals, only the White Sox with more. But again, I mean, you get, other than OPS, which is slugging and on-base percentage, only the Yankees better. Yankees hit more home runs, but the Red Sox, they lead offensively, and the Orioles trying to make it better.
First ball hitting seems to be the rule now in this ball game against Bundy. That'll go to right. Joey Rickard is right there.
Well, Tim Hires, the batting instructor, we got to meet him. Actually met him a couple of years ago when he was with the Dodgers, but he's their new hitting instructor. And he said, don't give away good pitches to hit. And I think because of Dylan Bundy's ability to command the strike zone, you get a fastball and you think you can hit it, and that's what that Bogaerts obviously thought. You're hacking.
So Bogaerts out of there. Devers coming up, third baseman. 332 for him. He's 3 for 7 with a home run lifetime off Bundy. And what Jim's talking about, one of the stats on Bundy is 60% of the pitches he throws are for strikes. 60%. That is the 6th highest percentage in Major League Baseball. So if you look at that and you're the Red Sox, you're going, swing.
Right. And if it's your pitch.
Yes.
Go up with a plan. I mean, with Devers, he hit the home run you talked about was on a changeup.
Pops that one up third base side. Danny Valencia.
But the league has found out he has a little trouble with a high fastball, so even 2-0 a hitter's count, he pops it up.
So Devers is retired. 2 down quickly here. Well, the Orioles going to be hosting the Red Sox again tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over receive the Dylan Bundy bobblehead. Tickets at Orioles.com. Don't forget that is a day game, 3 o'clock on Wednesday. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Nunez. Nunez getting the starts at second base with Pedroia out. 1 for 5 off Bundy. He too is carrying a hot bat into the series. He's hit .309 over the last 15 ball games.
I don't think there's ever been any doubt after he joined them last year until he hurt his knee that he can hit. It's defensively that it may be a little bit challenged, but he can play all over.
Nunez, one of those versatile MVP type players. And the Red Sox have needed that. With some injuries. All teams need that nowadays. You got to have somebody you can move around. 2-0 delivery, and he bends that one in for a strike. 2-1.
Yeah, I think, and you talked about the fact that Hanley Ramirez, they parted ways, the contract, the fact that he had struggled, but Nunez can, if you wanted to put him at first, he could play first base if you want to rest Marlin.
That'll go to second. Jonathan Scope, hard hit backhand. Got him. Good inning. Bundy retires the side in order. Those coming up, no score. Selected 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play home run Richard scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home run. Cheryl, good luck. There is Manny Machado. That bronchial infection that's run through the ball club, out tonight, just not feeling well enough to play. Jonathan there, I'm sure being very empathetic and sympathetic.
Yeah.
Not. Here is Mike Trumbo. Orioles DH, 4 for 12 off the knuckleballer. Tough road trip, only 3 hits, 22 at bats for Trumbo. Right against the Orioles, has pitched against them once in relief this year. He gave up 2 runs, 3 hits in 4 2/3 innings of relief work. Lined to hard hit ball to second base, lined off the mound. And again, Nunez struggling to get a clean handle, but has it in time.
Now take a look at Trey Mancini. You can see 6 of the 8 home runs in the first 3 innings. One of them yesterday at Sky Dome up in Toronto. Well, the Orioles did hit 2 home runs yesterday, and unfortunately they gave up 13.
So Trey up 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. Orioles really need, obviously, for his bat to be working and to get some RBI production. They count on it. He's only had 1 RBI in the last 13 games. 1, he's not had a very good streak going here, and 2, the Orioles haven't had many on base. In the air to right field. That is curving in the corner. That'll be a foul.
Well, that's what Scott Coolbaugh, the hitting instructor for the O's, was talking about. He just wait, because, you know, again, you know what the speed's going to be unless, you know, you get into maybe a fastball count where he adds another 8 miles per hour. It's up to 83. So it's going to be, at least until you get to 2 strikes, somewhere in the, you know, 75 to 78 mile per hour range. So just use the whole field, and Mancini does that as well as anybody. And there is a heater. So he's got a little extra tonight at 85. But until you get to 2 strikes, you're taking that fastball because you're not timing it.
Knuckleballer's delivery is going to miss down low. Lifetime for Wright against the Orioles. He's 2-2, 1-1 in games he's appeared in here at Camden Yards. Wright went 1-3 last year, limited to 5 starts. Will miss down low. Boy, the Orioles will take that. Get base runners on. Oriole fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John.
Well, you make a great point. When you take a walk when you're hitting 233, it's not easy to do because you want to get a base hit. Yep. But a walk, when you're talking about team offense, just as important.
Chris Davis on the big cut. Davis 3 for 14 with a home run off Wright. Stories of Chris and the woeful troubles this season, well recorded. They continue. 2 for 14 on the last road trip. Slower than slow on that one and fouled it off.
Yeah, there's a 68, so they are trying to slow it down a little bit.
Look at that float.
Yep. Well, you throw it, really, you don't throw it off the knuckles, you throw it off the fingertips, and almost every other pitch you throw in baseball has spin except the knuckleball, if you can somehow make it do that.
0-2 delivery, swung on and missed. Runner at first, so they don't have to throw down. Davis retired on the strikeout, and the boos rain out. So 2 down. Trey Mancini remains on at first base. Wright has struck out 22 in 24 innings, and he has walked 14.
Well, people forget he was the what the fans vote in the 2016 All-Star game. I mean, that's how good he was the first half of 2016. And then the knee problems last year. You mentioned that wasn't very good. You know, went from 13 wins to 1. ERA spiked. Did the process just like Dustin Pedroia, having the rehabilitation cartilage added to his left knee.
0-1 delivery. Runner on at first base, shift on. Chance Sisco at the plate. How about that, huh?
Yeah, well, he stands on top of the plate and takes it. Yep. Well, he does, and you know that. I tell you what, for a lot of guys that worked. You know, whether it was Frank Robinson, whether it was Don Baylor, you know, Boppy Bonds, where they stood right on top of the plate because they didn't think you'd be able to pitch in, and if you do, they didn't mind. Well, I think they probably minded getting hit, but it didn't seem like they minded to get hit.
They didn't have the armor either, and now current day players, you can armor up.
And I'm not sure Chance has that.
I don't think he does.
No.
2-1 delivery, a floater away.
I was watching the game on Saturday. You and Mike Bordick were doing up in Toronto, and Jace Peterson came up. He doesn't wear it either, but the guy threw a ball inside with, I think it was maybe Sanchez, with the bases loaded. If he has the armament on, you just put it out there and you got yourself an RBI, and the Orioles get themselves a run.
3-1 delivery on the way, and that's not where they were playing him. A base hit into left field. Benintendi up. Stopping at second base is Trey Mancini. That is the first hit by a left-hander against Wright this year.
Well, we talked about the 16 scoreless consecutive innings. Well, lefties were also 0 for 16. But look at him wait. I mean, he almost hits it out of Vasquez's glove because he lets it travel. You know, if it's 75, that can take probably, 5 miles per hour off. It didn't move much, and terrific stroke.
So the Orioles get a chance here. Runners on at first and second. There are 2 down. Jace Peterson is in for Manny at shortstop, batting in the 9 position. Left-handers came in 0 for 16. He had faced one left-hander in going through the lineup. 0 for 17 before the base hit is picked up by Cisco. Well, the Orioles struggled on the road trip. In Toronto, they had only 1 hit with a runner in scoring position in the 4-game series. They have dropped down now to 221 as a team. In the air to left field over near the line, Benintendi racing, reaching, and he's got it. In fair territory. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base, scoreless through 2. Strength continues. The Astros last year the best average. They are second right now, although it's dropped down. The Yankees had the most home runs last year. They do this year. Probably going to set another record. Astros led in total bases. That's when you score runs. They are 4th this year, and their offense is a little bit down. Astros led in RBIs last year. They are 3rd this year. Point being, strength remains pretty much right where it was last year.
Yeah, then they go out and they add a couple of, a couple of pitchers. The Orioles tried to match them in doing that, but of course the Red Sox signed J.D. Martinez, $110 million for 5 years. He's made everybody better in their lineup.
Certainly has. He's been a real leader on this ball club, both on and off the field. Here's Christian Vasquez. Vasquez doing the catching, 5 for 15. His lifetime mark against Dylan Bundy. He'll go to right field, right at Rickard. Well, the Orioles are going to be hosting the Marlins interleague play Friday. First 20,000 fans, 21 and over, receive an Orioles reversible floppy hat presented by Miller Lite. Plus, you can enjoy Friday fireworks and music featuring singer-songwriter Jaden Michaels. Tickets are at Orioles.com this weekend.
I'll save you one of those because I know you want one.
Thank you very much.
Go into your vast selection.
Yes.
Reversible.
Reversible floppy hat. Go with a Hawaiian shirt.
What do you think? Wouldn't you wish a lot of things in life would be reversible? You could just kind of go back after the fact.
No.
No?
No.
None?
No. Oh, not none.
No. Okay.
No. If you want to name a couple, I'd be more than happy to listen. 0-1 delivery on the way.
Okay. Earthquake.
Earthquakes are reversible?
Okay. Well, I just want to know. Can you
no.
1989?
Ask the folks on Hawaii right now. No.
Okay.
Doesn't happen.
The hotel you stayed when you didn't have power? With fleas? Want to reverse that?
Oh, you're talking about things you'd like to reverse.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I would like to reverse that. That'll go to second base, and Scope makes a play on Bradley Jr. You see, now you open this can of worms, or fleas, if you will. When the earthquake occurred in San Francisco, I was out there doing the games. Jim was out there staying at a hotel. The hotel didn't have any water, so I had to go get a shower somewhere. So I found a place down by the water just to get a room to take a shower and come back into town. And Unfortunately, the hotel was not of the finer, distinctive 5-star variety, and came back with fleas.
There you go.
Would want to reverse that. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's kind of an invaluable shower, wouldn't you say? You get a shower and you come back with fleas? That's not good.
We didn't get it from the shower.
No, of course not. But
you probably laid down or probably took a little nap.
No, I took my clothes off to take a shower, put them back on.
Oh, well, there you go.
4 pitches, 2 outs for Bundy.
Yeah, Mookie Betts hit the first pitch right at Mancini and left. He goes, well, I'll take this one. And there's another good slider. I mean, that is really the equalizer for Dylan Bundy. Didn't throw it 2 years ago out of the bullpen last year. Used it as a starter. Threw about 32 against the Blue Jays in his first start, and about as good as you can throw it. Really a difference makes everything else in his repertoire better.
And Betts will take that pitch, trying to get him to go after it again. As we said, Mookie comes back. Mookie Betts off the DL, leading the league still in hitting with that .359 average. He's got 17 home runs. That ranks 6th, and he has been a run scorer 52 times, has crossed the plate, tied with Mike Trout for the lead, and he's not going to cross it here. So a 1-2-3 inning, a 10-pitch inning for Dylan Bundy. 2 pitchers dominating early in this one. Gomez reported on SportsCenter that Shohei Ohtani probably will undergo Tommy John to repair that injured collateral ligament in the throwing arm. And to make it even worse, the report was he might not get back to 2020. Another opinion, please. Ken Rosenthal spoke to the Angels general manager, who said there have been no changes in Ohtani's diagnosis, and neither of our physicians nor medical staff have recommended Tommy John surgery at this point.
Grade 2 sprain, which, you know, it goes all the way up to grade 5. If you look at Tanaka, he had that kind of a sprain, and he's still pitching. Now, base running, as you talked about up in Toronto, not his forte, but hurt his hamstrings scoring on a sacrifice fly, but he's pitched through that elbow.
So obviously they're going to try and see if there's some way to keep him, Ohtani, active.
Well, they did the stem cell, the PRP injections. That's supposed to help growth and inflammation.
Down to third. Hard ground ball, and the out recorded. Top of the order, 0 for 2 for Rickard. Experience yoga at the Yard, presented by Kaiser Permanente, following the June 16 game against the Marlins. Ticket package, you get a ticket to the game, post-game yoga session on the field conducted by Baltimore's Holistic Life Foundation, and an exclusive Orioles yoga mat. Tickets exclusively available at Orioles.com/yoga. Zach Britton's back. Zach is back, and Araujo is on the DL. What a surprise. 1 down. That's going to be into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Wow. Adam is 2 for 2 now and continues to climb among active players who've had the most hits off a knuckleballer.
Yeah, we showed you Cano had 22. Adam had 13, 14, and now 15. There's a knuckleball, and it dances all over the place. But it dances into the middle of the plate, and then that's like the perfect swing right there. You let it travel a little bit, stay behind it, hit the back of the ball. Of course, that's what you're trying to hit. But a lot of balls hit hard today. They haven't been able to elevate it to this point.
So Adam Jones down there at first base. The Mark Carlson, the first base umpire. 2 for 2. Here's Jonathan Scope. Knuckler down low. So this is the Orioles change today. Britton, the left-hander, reinstated 60-day DL. Pedro Araujo placed on the 10-day DL, right elbow sprain. Colby Rasmus moved to the 60 with the hip flexor strain. 1-0. That's going to get away. Now again, that's a it bounces off the gloves. You say it's catchable, but then you got to remember it's a knuckleball.
Yeah, and I think you can't even. I mean, you completely have to focus. And it's almost like right there. He thinks he's going to get it, and it just knuckles off the side of the glove, and that's all it takes. We were talking earlier in the year when Dust Triando said Boyd Wilhelm they went to a bigger glove, which they outlawed.
Yeah. That glove's got pretty good size on it. Pitch on the way in the air to right. Will drive him back a little bit. Jones will tag at second base. Betts is there. So Jonathan Scope is retired, 2 down. Adam moves over to third. And the Orioles will look for the 2-out RBI with Scope retired.
Yeah, only 191 on the season. That's really been tough. Last year hit 275 in these 287 collectively, 275 with 2 outs, which is an amazing number.
Danny Valencia has done a good job in these situations for the Orioles, hitting 273 with runners in scoring position. Manny Machado, of course, the leader in the offensive categories, including that one, but not in the lineup. Oh, delivery will be taken up for a strike.
Man, Tristan Vasquez he's just saying, I'm going to keep it in front of me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's it's pretty routine play. Adam Jones tagging up on a ball to deep right field and going to third base. I was kind of watching Mookie Betts, who had a little bit of the tightness, in his right side. He did not throw the ball in hard. I wonder if that might have something to do with the injury.
One delivery on the way to the hole. Knocked down. Devers' throw is in time. That saves a run. Boston defense ranked 6th in the American League, and it's plays like these that help your pitcher. By University of Maryland University College. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Camden Yards. Orioles are 10-18 here at home this year. 19 wins, 45 losses, 24.5 games out. Zach Britton goes to the bullpen for the first time. Walking out between innings. And gets the welcome back from the crew. That ball's going to go to the gap, right center field. They continue first ball hitting. Benintendi will make a big turn. Good play by Joey Rickard to get it in. So Benintendi's 2 for 2 and a leadoff single in the fourth.
Yeah, take a look at our Nissan pitch cast. I mean, it's just a curveball in the middle of the plate. Very hittable, especially if you're trying to go the other way, because it speeds up the bat. It hangs there. And then Rickard makes a nice play, taking away a double, getting into the gap because Benintendi can run a little bit. So soft single to left, curveball to right. Kind of the way Tim Hires, the hitting instructor, preaches. And then, of course, if you make a mistake, he also can hit home runs.
So here's Martinez. First time the Red Sox have had the leadoff man on. And J.D. Martinez goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. For Martinez, he is the leader in the league in RBIs with 54, 4 ahead of Manny Machado. Leads the league in home runs with 21. He's up there in just about every offensive category as a leader. And the total base leader with 155 total bases coming into this game. For those home runs and doubles. 0-1 delivery to him. Got under that and popped it up to second. Jonathan Scope will backpedal on that one. Martinez retired. He's 0 for 2. Our league leaderboard brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Well, the Orioles certainly know about Jay Happ because they saw him pitch well, and Verlander's Verlander, and then look at Dillon. It's nice, pretty slick company right there. And again, I mean, really, if you look at his season, there was 3 bad games. Nerson of groin, tried to pitch through it. Gave up, what, 22 or 23 runs and 9 of his 16 home runs. Other than that, he's really giving you a chance to win pretty much every time out. Mainly because he can pitch.
Yeah.
And he really knows how to pitch for a young guy at 25.
Orioles have gone 5-8 in the starts that Dylan Bundy has made. Lifetime, he's 27 and 22 coming into this ball game. Runner on at first base, 1 away. Benintendi, pretty good lead. Bundy, the long hold, and steps off. Dylan's had to do some of this because base stealers are 11 for 12 against him.
Yeah, I think the only way, I mean, you got a number of things you can do as a pitcher, and you know, Benintendi can steal bases when he wants to. He's got good speed.
Chopped down on second base. Scope, not hit hard. There's one. Spin and a great pick at first base. Davis with the help on the Peterson throw and a major league double play. Watch the pivot here. Right there, 360. They don't teach it that way, but it worked. Decades in the theater and music industry. Music director for some of the great films of all time: E.T., The Extraterrestrial, several Harry Potter movies, Indiana Jones series, Jaws, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, the Star Wars films. He has had 51 Oscar nominations, making him the Academy's most nominated living person. He's won 24 Grammys, 3 Emmys, and 4 Golden Globes. and he's a baseball fan. He's still here watching the game. Wow. What a treat to see John Williams down on the field with the Baltimore Symphony.
And Hiram, too. I mean,
oh, yeah.
They were terrific.
Yep, they were great. What a life. I look at those. Gee, that's an amazing accomplishment. List of accomplishments. Trumbo will go after the knuckleball, which will fall into the dirt. He grounded out his first time to the plate.
Yeah, you look at the average speed is right around 75 miles per hour, but we've seen 68 to 75. So even changing speeds with a knuckler.
Trumbo is 3 for 18 against the Red Sox this season, and he chases one away.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you want to be able to get something to hit. He chases to get to this, and then watch this ball dive. I think it's going to be close, and it's not even close. It ends up being almost like he stayed on the side of it, so it moves a little bit left. You can see the off-balance swing.
That'll bring up Trey Mancini against Wright. Mancini drew a walk his first time up. The only one Wright has surrendered. Wow. He fouled that one back and missed Chris Davis by less than a foot. Davis again not standing in that on deck circle, but beside it, trying to get it into a better angle. Mancini put it right off in front of him. Davis just able to move out of the way. Knuckleballer will be taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
I remember when Tim Wakefield, who had a terrific career, I mean, came up with Pittsburgh, but most of his wins were the Red Sox. He said, when you throw a knuckleball, you try to keep it in front of your body. Dana Lavangi, the pitching coach, who's been in the bullpen the last couple of years. In fact, he's done everything for him. But it's almost like you're trying to throw it down a hallway. So you want to stay right behind it. And again, I mean, it's kind of fingertips, stiff wrist. And again, you throw a curveball, what do? You spin it. If you slide or you pull it. Backseam a fastball.
Ground ball. He hit on top of this one down to third. Scoop made. Devers throw. Had a couple of nice plays there at third base already. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. That'll bring Chris Davis up against the 33-year-old right-hander. Chris, the strikeout victim, his first time up. 3 strikeouts and a walk by Wright. Orioles have no runs on 3 hits, 1 in each of the first 3 innings. Red Sox 0 for 2. 2 hits, both by Benintendi. They have left only 1 on base. Nunez on the shift, way out there in right field. Chris Davis will take the delivery. Chris has had 22 home runs lifetime against the Red Sox. He's not had any this year. He's had only 3 hits and 23 at bats against Boston on the year. Red Sox coming in the first 7 games these teams played. Orioles hit .230. They were outscored 41-19, out-homered 12-4. Red Sox hit .318 against the Orioles in the first 7 games. So you can imagine what the ERAs look like. Red Sox ERA is 2.59 against the Orioles. Orioles 5.68 against Boston. 2-2 and Davis over it. Strikeout number 4. And a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts as the ball game remains scoreless. today the day.
Yeah, so playing with Delmarva, who's off to a great start, out of Georgia Tech, right-handed hitter. And of course, last year, first year, Aberdeen hit over 300, stole some bases, 4 out of 5, short season. So congratulations. Nice to make an all-star team. Nice to play on a winning team, whether it's A-ball, AA, or AAA.
Yep. Here's Xander Bogaerts. Flied out to right field his first time up. Pitch taken inside for a ball. See if the Red Sox continue first pitch, first ball hitting as they have done through the first 4 innings. 5-pitch inning for Dylan Bundy in the 4th. Faced only 3 with the help of a double play. Pitch will be taken down low. .40 pitches in 4 innings for Bundy. That'll get you 9.
Well, coming off a 3-hit 7-inning.
Comes inside at 3-0.
It's kind of interesting. Both Stephen Wright and Dylan Bundy, of course, Wright's first start, he went 7 innings, gave up 2 hits. Dylan went 7 innings and no runs. Dylan gave up 3 hits and no runs against the Mets.
Taking all the way for a strike. Bogaerts has been on base each of the last 12 ball games he has played against the Orioles. He's hitting .250 this year against the O's with a home run and 3 RBIs. 3-1 looking for a walk, and he got it. That's the first surrendered by Bundy and the ever dangerous leadoff walk in an inning. This weekend the Orioles host the Marlins interleague action on Sunday. First 20,000 fans 18 and over get a Father's Day necktie. Plus the kids will run the bases, presented by Wise Markets. That'll be after the ball game. Tickets are at Orioles.com. So the leadoff man on, second inning consecutive. They've had the leadoff man on base. Foul back. There's one of the big cuts we've seen. Devers takes it.
Well, we were talking early on, and again, it looks like the league is saying, "Okay, Rafael, can you hit the high fastball?" Well, we've seen him hit change-ups out over the plate. 2-0 the first time. He just couldn't quite get to the ball. Belt high, belt up. Now down. He's got a lot of power.
Devers has a 5-game hit streak coming in.
Yeah.
Over the top on that one. 2 big cuts.
Of course, when you get to the big leagues and you have some success, which is what he did last season. I mean, he raced to the big leagues, hit 10 home runs and like 222 at bats, 30 RBIs.
Runner not going. Ball put up in the air to right. Rickert will move in a long way. First out, 5th inning. Back to the bag goes Bogaerts. The Devers retired. Dylan Bundy rolling along here, getting guys out in a hurry.
Yeah, and then you get a young hitter. I mean, made no effort to try to pull a ball into right field, just aired it out. Ends up popping up, so you don't dance a runner. That's kind of what you want when you're facing a pretty good offensive ball club. But again, they're like a lot of clubs in the sense that they're a lot top heavy as far as their offense. Even though all these guys in a nothing games are dangerous.
Throw over will get him back in at third base. Danny Valencia against Nunez.
Yeah, Bogaerts, Xander hadn't done a lot of running. Only 1 out of 2 this year. 15 out of 16 last season. But as you said, maybe with Dylan, 12 out of 13, they're all situations.
Yeah.
Pick a breaking ball. That was one. And try to get to second base.
Gets it in there for the strike. Dylan has used the first strike to his advantage. Hitter's only 229 if the count begins 0-1. If it begins 1-0, it jumps to 273. 0-1 pitch, ground ball, not hit hard. Jonathan Scope wants to tag the runner. Didn't. They got to tag it. Second won't get it there. So the out recorded as he wanted to tag him. Didn't do it.
Yeah, and again, I think you have to play this where somehow you get the lead runner. So he goes out of the baseline. I mean, he just got to turn around, but his momentum is going so much he couldn't do that. But it's a nothing game. You want to get the second out, but it has to be behind you. So they get a break here.
Yeah, they get a runner in scoring position with 2 down. And Vasquez will come to the plate.
And he hit a ball that if it's not right at Rickert in right field would have been a base hit. Hit it right on the nose.
hitting only 179 in these situations. And he'll swing at a breaking ball way outside. First at bat Red Sox have had with a runner in scoring position. And you expect to see a little more of that kind of pitch right there on the first pitch from Bundy. If they're going to swing at the first pitch no matter where it is, why throw a strike? 0-1.
They were 1 for 26 over the week against the White Sox. That's why how they lost 2 out of 3.
They and the Orioles about the same kind of numbers in those games, and a strike again.
And then the Yankees threw in a 2 for 38 with runners in scoring position.
That's bad.
Well, they scored 19 runs, and their last 18 of all with a home run ball. So that's what happened. At least you can hit home runs. But if you're Alex Cora, you know that that's not going to last.
Better have other ways to score. Yeah. Buck knows that, preaches it continually. 0-2 count, 2 down, runner off second base. Swing and a miss, way outside. Hang on. Was the tag? Foul ball?
Oh, come on. That ball wasn't even close to being a foul ball. I mean, that's not even close to being a foul ball.
That was Nick Lentz, the home plate umpire, who put his arms up, said no foul ball. No, Buck's saying get some help on that, please. The inning is not over.
Wow. And maybe he did, but I just don't think that ball was foul.
I don't either.
I mean, it's hard to tell whether it changed direction because it's going straight down, but I mean, that's not even close to being a foul ball.
Nope. Well, a break for the Red Sox, certainly to keep the at bat alive.
2 breaks.
Yeah.
Scope doesn't get the lead runner, and now you get another chance.
0-2 count. Off the end of the bat as Dillon stays right out there where Vasquez is willing to go after those pitches. And the count will stay at 0-2. You see Vasquez just shaking his head a little bit.
Well, he comes in for 5 for 15, and 3 of those hits came last year, early on in the year, when got 3 hits in a game against Dillon. And I'm sure when we look at the way he's pitching them, some were on fastballs.
Yeah.
So he's getting slider, slider, slider.
Dillon has one of the higher swing and miss rates in the majors on his off-speed secondary pitches. 0-2 count. And that's what you want to do. He got him on the inside corner. So he worked him away, and then eats him up inside. Bundy gets the strikeout, a runner left on at second base. No score.
Duel right coming off a 7-inning shutout. Same with Bundy. Devers takes a run away on the Valencia ground ball. Keep it at 0-0. And then again double play. Machado the evening off. Chase Peterson turns it, and then again a lot of clutch pitching by both of these pitchers. And again Wright coming back. He comes in now with 21 consecutive scoreless innings. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Pitch will be taken for a strike. Chance Sisco. Right with the walk. 3 strikeouts. Knuckleball will be taken up high.
That's kind of interesting. If you go back, if you're a normal starting pitcher in the sense they're not just a knuckleballer, you go, okay, hit a pitch away. Well, I'll just throw it in. Well, I don't think you have that luxury. You try to make it move a little bit more, and he does.
That'll go to first base. Easy play. Moreland there. Pitcher's absolutely dominating the opposing hitters so far on both sides. So he gets the first out, as he is prone to do. He has retired an exceedingly high 83% of first batters faced, whether combining relieving and starting. Peterson flied out to left field his first time up. Jace will stand in. The outfield will shift a bit towards left. Little breeze is picked up, blowing in from center field at the moment. Not hard. Sunset time, twilight time. Flags unfurled. They were not at the start of the ball game. 0-1 delivery is going to be taken up. 3-game set against Boston will continue tomorrow night. David Hess, Eduardo Rodriguez, 6:30. O's Extra Masson 2 ball game at 7. Then the Wednesday day game, Andrew Kashner and Chris Sale. That will be coming up at 2:30 for O's Extra. 3 o'clock for the ball game on Masson and Masson 2. Chris Sale will make the start. He is 5-4.
Yeah, he got beat 1-0 in his last start.
And again, trying to hit that, can't do it.
Well, Gary, I'm wondering, he started him off with a fastball. First time he's done that. Coming into the 5th inning, and now all of a sudden you have no idea what's coming. And he gets a knuckleball. Might have been a fastball because he already established it. And there it is, right down the hallway. It's the speed, it's the fact that it dances around and moves. Only hit a knuckleball one time, and that was off of Hoy Wilhelm. I thought I had all of them. I mean, really, I had them tracked. Each one of them did something different. Of course, he ended up in the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, pretty good knuckleball.
Found out at 19 why.
Swing and a miss on that one. Joey Rickard, top of the order. Rickard has gone 0 for 2.
But just think about it. How many catchers have been totally baffled by trying to catch a knuckleball? So they got a big glove. Now matching and trying to hit it with an oblong bat. That's how hard it is.
Chance Sisco, I asked him before the game if he'd ever caught a knuckler. He said twice. He had a couple of guys in the minors. 1-1 delivery on the way, but he said I couldn't get a bigger mitt. Nobody had one down below, and I just used a regular mitt to try and catch the thing. He said it was wild. Just as a catcher, you just don't know. You're like a hitter. As a catcher, you got to let it come to you. That's hard. You want to reach out and grab it because it's going so slow. But you start doing that, and you're just going to bounce it all over the place. That's why Gus Triandos, we were talking about earlier, had that huge mitt, which is almost like a pillow. The ball, he'd just stay back there, and the ball would come and settle into the glove. It was so big, he had a good chance of finding it.
Yeah, Eddie Gamboa, who became a knuckleballer, that's probably who Chance was talking about. And they're doing a nice job. I mean, it looks like they're tracking it well. Moreland's going to run out of room here. I mean, we're trying to let it travel. But the good knuckleball, number one, how often do you hit something at 75, not even in the batting practice? And then number two, how often you hit something that not only that speed but dances around and moves. And that's what the good ones do.
Yep, and he's pretty good at it. 2 down, nobody on. 2-2 delivery on the way to him. Pop up about the same place, not a place. Souvenir goes back.
A little fastball at 86. But remember, he came all the way through the minor leagues as a starting pitcher, and he wasn't primarily a knuckleballer.
And they would like for him to be a starter again.
Well, Pomerantz won 17 games last year. They got him a lot of runs, and he's really struggled.
You saw him wait, and fouls it back.
But see, the minute you get the 2 strikes, he's established last inning and this inning that he'll throw something other than the knuckleball. I saw Tim Wakefield strike out the side on 3 78-mile-per-hour fastballs on a Sunday afternoon here. That was pretty spectacular.
Yeah. To second base. Nunez finally gets an easy hop. Gets it over there in time. Orioles are retired in order. So no offense in this one so far. donated the most money to BAT, charitable organization that provides emergency funding for major minor league players and full-time employees at the major league level. It's named for Bobby Mercer, the former Yankee. That is Kay, his widow, on the left side there. And Knox presented it. Knox is the grandson of Bobby and Kay Mercer. And Adam accepted and loved it.
The guys on this team understand what they're investing in. They're investing in the future betterment of future players, employees, and possibly themselves. You never know how life takes its turns as you get older. And knowing that these players today care about the players of the past and care about the players of the future.
And we congratulate the Orioles for that award, for their players having donated more than any other team in the American League.
Yep. Well, they understand you can really make a difference. You know, I was on the board for a brief time. You've been involved forever. I used to have a fabulous dinner in January every year. I got Earl Weaver to go, Dennis Eckersley. You know, they'd sell your table if you were in the Hall of Fame for a lot more money. Good friend of mine, Brad Kaufman, bought 2 tables a year because he knew it made a big difference. And it's not only major league players, it's minor league players, it's Negro league players, former umpires, you name it, the
Scouts.
baseball family, scouts, and yeah, so.
Yep. It's a great organization,
it really
does great
is.
work for a lot of people.
Good to see Jim Martin here today.
Yep. Former executive director. Eric Nielsen, the current executive director, was out there on the field. Pitch will be taken away. Jackie Bradley Jr.'s at the plate. Then the top of the order, Betts and Benintendi. A 3-ball, 1-strike count. Bradley grounded out first time up, top of the 6th inning. Pitchers rolling along and doing it quickly. Fouled off at the plate.
Yeah, good pitch right there, because again about Jackie Bradley Jr., he has been struggling with runners in scoring position, but he gets to play because of his defense. But with one swing in a 0-0 game, he can make a big difference. Certainly capable. Power to left center, straightaway power.
3-2, delivery on the way, and a ball launched to center. Adam Jones back with room. And Jackie Bradley Jr. is retired. Now the Orioles are going to be hosting the Mariners, a surprise hot team, Monday, June 25 through June 28. On Monday, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over get the Bucks Snow Walter Snow Globe, celebrating halfway to Christmas at Oriole Park. Go to Orioles.com for tickets. Mookie Betts, he has flied out and struck out. Coming into the game, hitting .409 against the Orioles this year. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and he has scored 6 runs against the Orioles in the first 7 games these teams have played.
What, the year before last, didn't he hit 9 home runs against the Orioles? And he had, of course, arguably in the top 2, 3, 4, 5 best players when you look at the power and the average and the ability to steal bases. Gold Glove right fielder.
Yep. 1 ball, 1-strike count on him. Dylan Bundy, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, popped him up. Back to the screen. Cisco, no play. I do want to one more thing about bat, if I can here. We have just instituted, I say we because I'm on the board, we've just instituted a scholarship program for colleges, universities, or trade schools. And Adam was one of the leaders. Adam and I helped put it together. It's operating. Anybody who's played at the major leagues for 1 day, or anybody at the minor leagues for more than 2 years, if you need scholarship help to go to school or learn a trade, there is now a BAT scholarship program. That'll be foul back. Contact the BAT office in New York.
And that's baseball assistance team.
Yep.
Capital B, capital A, capital T.
Yep. We're really excited about that.
Well,
Gave out our first 2 scholarships last week.
You know what a difference you can make.
Oh. Everybody thinks of ball players and all the money they make, but a lot of ball players don't make a lot of money. Breaking ball, he laid off it. Yes.
Yeah, you know, again, you miss 14 straight games, but in a 0-0 game, that's a pretty good take, because that was about that. That's the good Dylan Bundy slider. Gets most hitters out.
He was on the 10-day DL. Betts was, and then comes inside, says a little prayer, and leans back.
Well, watch where he's going. You know, it's 2 strikes. It was 2-2. Now 3-2. He's going to cover the outside corner. And then again, I mean, boy, you know, you'd like to turn into that pitch, but he almost gets nicked in the hand.
Ground ball to third. Took a late hop. Good play. Valencia gets him. And there are 2 down here in the 6th inning. Betts 0 for 3 on his return from the DL. Only 2 have been left on by the Red Sox. Orioles have left 4. Red Sox have had only 1 left in scoring position. The Orioles have had 2. Andrew Benintendi has been on twice. The only 2 hits they have. Single in the 1st inning, single again in the 4th inning. Benintendi will take the pitch inside. So he's now 8 for 23 lifetime off Bundy. Mookie Betts is saying, haven't got to hit you.
Well, yeah, I did get a slider to hit, but it's on the ground. And of course, if you're Dylan, you go, okay, let's see. Single to left, jammed him a little bit. And then I threw him a curveball. He singled the other way. But I'm thinking right now, I want to get him out because I know J.D. Martinez is on deck. But I'm also thinking, because he's been red hot, 10 home runs in his last 30 games, where can I stay in the ballpark?
2-0 delivery is going to miss up high. Should mention Betts coming back. Somebody had to go. It was Sam Travis, first baseman, optioned down to AAA. Now the shift is put on a 3-0 count. They didn't have it on before.
Ooh.
And that one's inside, don't you think? And he is on.
Yeah, I think if it's not 3-0, he probably gets hit by this pitch. I mean, it's almost in the middle of the batter's box, but he's not even thinking of swinging. But he plays dodgeball, and that'll get Martinez to the plate.
So a runner on. Walks have been the most productive offense the Red Sox have had so far in this ball game, as they get a runner on, but there are 2 down. Bogart's got a walk back in the 5th inning. Martinez has popped out and struck out. J.D. Martinez. Talk about a student of hitting. Martinez may be the most studious person in all of baseball right now. He takes it so seriously. They have iPads that they keep in the dugout. He watches every single at bat, every single swing. He looks at every single game. And not just that, he does it in batting practice.
Well, he found out, Gary, early on. I mean, he hit 390, 380. There's the iPad, and at the minor league level, came up with Houston. Didn't translate that minor league swing once you got to the big leagues. Then he made some swing changes. They released him. Ended up signing with the Tigers. Got traded to Arizona. I mean, he got them to the playoffs last year, and then long-term deal with the Red Sox.
Runner goes, and that'll be fouled away.
Well, 10 out of 11, and then again, if you're Alex Cora and you're managing this ball club, I have speed at first. I have a control pitcher on the mound. I figure he's probably going to throw him a strike because he doesn't want to end up having a big inning. So let him run. And he's 10 out of 11. So you got all the factors. Not going to be pitching out 2-0. I'll tell you that.
2 ball 1 strike count. Takes a look over at first base to Benintendi. He's not built up any kind of a big lead over there. Not running, and the pitch will be taken inside.
See, he won't swing at that pitch in that count because, as you said, he's a student of the game. I'm taking that pitch. I'm looking away. That's where his strength is. So he forces Dylan to make the perfect pitch, and it was just a couple inches off, but it's a ball.
Now 3-1. There are 2 down. Yeah, we're talking about the iPad thing. He's so studious about it. The Red Sox put 1 iPad in the batting cage for everybody else, and then he has his own, because when he gets done with batting practice, he takes a look at every swing he took in batting practice to see if he likes it or not. I mean, I have never heard of anyone go that deep with it. Runners go, and it is swung on and missed. Dylan Bundy coming in with a no. Big pitch, 3-2. They didn't throw. It's a stolen base.
Yeah, again,
They fooled me. They were walking off, and I thought they had a strikeout.
Yeah, I just think it was a big swing, and and again, 3-1. Guy with 21 home runs leads the American League. So again, 10 out of 11. Now make it 11 out of 12. And not that you wanted him to do it, Gary, but you had to throw a strike, so you got to make enough time. It's a great running situation, and Cora takes advantage of it.
Now the 3-2 delivery, and now he's out of there. Dylan Bundy gets a strikeout. That's number 5. Remains scoreless. A ram due up Jones, Scope, Valencia.
sky high. This is for the family when I get so fly. I'm gonna take you all the way. One for the party, two for the good time, three for the get ready to rock and rip rhymes. This is the headline time, cause I spit fine. Check the mic 1, 2, 3, and then I get mine. I am the captain of this ship, aye. Welcome to the space program, sky high. This is for the family when I get so fly. I'm gonna take you all the way.
Well, a good old-fashioned pitching duel is underway here in this ball game. 25-year-old Dylan Bundy and the 33-year-old Stephen Wright dominating the hitters. Wright with his knuckleball and Bundy with strikes. Here is Adam Jones. He's provided the offense so far for the Orioles with 2 singles. He's now gone 6 for 18 off Wright with those 2 home runs lifetime against him.
It's kind of amazing. You see a straightaway defense. Very rarely ever see that anymore in baseball. I mean, you know, your shortstop's up the middle. Same with your second baseman. Bradley a couple of steps in center. That's playing shallow in right because he can go get him with the best of them.
2-0 delivery on the way. The knuckler will ride in on the inside corner. Adam hitting close again on a .300 batting average for the month of June. Came in hitting .281 with a home run so far this month. He and Manny have been the leaders. Swinging a foul ball. That one got a piece of Vasquez. 2-2.
He's only walked 7 times. He's been up to 258 times. So anything close. And again, very hittable. And who's going to doubt the fact after getting a couple of hits the first 2 times up?
Orioles and Jones and Scope have 2 of the leaders in lowest percentage of walks per plate appearance. Adam is 3rd in the majors in that regard. 3rd lowest walk percentage. Fouled away, and Jonathan Scope is 5th.
Well, he's usually, again, one of the more free swingers, and it's usually translate, you know, lifetime batting average coming in 279, but you know, the last couple of years mostly right in the 280s, which is where he is now, and he's going to end up somewhere between 25 and 30 home runs and drive in 80 to 100 runs.
Knuckler goes floating away.
Turns 33 just down the road.
And he has been thinking about what it would be like not to be in a Baltimore uniform. Not that he wants to, but he's been asked about it on the road and been very thoughtful about it. 3-2 delivery on the way, and that one is going all the way to the backstop. Vasquez didn't know where it was. Adam will head down to first base. So the Orioles get a base runner. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Ocean City. No end to the fun you'll have at Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. And by John Hopkins Orthopedics. When you have a setback, we set you up for a comeback.
So there's that rare walk. We'll see if the Orioles can take advantage of it. Phantom runner.
Beautiful sunset now. Well, those high clouds reflecting the sun.
78 and not a cloud tomorrow.
I'll take it. Let's hope they're right. So the Orioles get a man on, start the inning. Jonathan Scope hit into a fielder's choice, and he is flied out. Right with a couple of walks per ball game, and that's probably about all you're going to get off him. 1-0 count. Jones not a big lead. Scope will take the knuckleball inside.
Now take a look at Jonathan, and again, hit his 6th home run yesterday at Skydome up at Toronto off of Marco Estrada. So 5 of the 6 against the righties. Now Wright's only, again, he's got what now 21 consecutive scoreless innings, only 1 home run all season.
Low delivery on the way, and the big cut fouled off at the plate. Hard to take a big swing on a knuckler and make any kind of contact. Just moving too many different directions.
Well, it's like playing pepper, and you got to understand these guys are big and strong. I mean, they spend time in the gym. So again, it's trying to somehow again hit the back of the knuckle ball as it knuckles its way up.
Adam off first, nobody out. 2-1 delivery on the way. Got a hold of that one to center, going back wrong way first. Bradley Jr. recovers and makes the catch. Adam Jones is down at second. He'll go back. That's Raw speed that saved Jackie Bradley Jr. on that one.
Yeah, and the other thing, this ball is directly at him. So if you don't have a great innate ability to run the ball down and know where it's going to land, you know, Paul Blair played center field for us, 8 Gold Gloves. He had that ability. And Jonathan knew he hit it really hard. But again, that's why Bradley gets to play, even though he's hitting in the 200 range or maybe a little bit below.
Yep. His job is saving runs instead of producing them right now. So Jonathan back 0 for 3. Valencia's 0 for 2. Denied a hit. Devers made a great play at third base on him last time up. He is also flying out to center. Adam Jones still over there at first base, and the knuckler up high and away. Orioles have lost 4 in a row. 17 of the last 23. Trying to get some kind of a streak in the W column going and get that 20th win. They're the only team in the majors who have not reached 20 wins. 1-0. So Wright evens it up. Boy, that is some sunset sky, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's like you'd see on the plains.
Yeah, that's it. Used to be a great. Well, I think it probably still exists. The Arizona highways, and that, you know, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona.
Clearing up for your great day tomorrow. 1-1. Look to Jones. Popped him up. Back to the screen and over.
Yeah, you could see Stephen Wright pointing to Vasquez saying, hey, it's above you because it's that high sky right now. Easy to lose the ball in. Talks about, again, this time of year, if you throw a lot of strikes, the lights still haven't taken effect for the hitters. And we're in the 6th inning because of how efficient both Stephen Wright and Dylan Bundy had been.
One ball, 2 strike count. Infield shades him to pull. Popped him up. Angle, who's got it? Shortstop probably. Yeah. Put away. Bogarts with a triumphant out there, all waiting to do something as Devers had gone back and Benintendi came in.
Well, they're all 3 of them could have caught it, but they defer to the taller shortstop. Right, Devers says, I gotta know you can take it, Xander, and he does. And he gets out of the way. I mean, you could see him. That quick move clears the runway, so to speak. Easy play if you see it, and they look like they all did.
Got to obey the rules of the road in this game, just because of plays like that. In the infield, the shortstop calls. If it's outside of first base, you get out of the way. If he calls for it, it's his. Center field, doesn't matter where it is in the outfield. If he calls for it, get out of the way. If you don't, people get injured. 2 down, runner still on at first, and the pitch will be taken away for a ball. Trumbo 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out. With these hitters for both teams tonight, it is a struggle.
Well, you're hoping for a gapper. You know, obviously, you'd love to have him hit a home run, but hit one up the gap and let Adam 2 strikes run. Nope. Not
go to short. Force at second base. Bogarts goes to Nunez. Leadoff walk goes for naught. 1 left on. No score.
for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, a real good one underway here. No score. Just 5 total hits in the ball game. Benintendi's had 2 singles off Dylan Bundy. Those are the hits for the Red Sox. Remember, this is the team that leads the majors in a lot of offensive categories. That Bundy's holding down in the air, right center field, going back. Adam Jones. Adam there, and he's got it again. First ball hitting, and Moreland is retired.
Well, that's their philosophy, and it certainly worked. I mean, they come in scoring over 5 runs a game, maybe not as of late. Only 8 runs in their last 4 games, but you get a good pitch to hit, and he just missed it.
So Dylan gets you out on Moreland. Red Sox come into this ball game a .300 career average against the Orioles for J.D. Martinez, Brock Holt, and Andrew Benintendi. Holt not playing in the ball game. 1 down. Here's Bogaerts. Breaking ball will miss inside. Bogaerts has drawn a walk, and he is flied out.
Well, hurt his wrist last July, and the numbers really dropped. He went from 21 home runs to 10. Already has 9. When he is healthy, totally different hitter. Right around usually in the 290 to 300 range. Can steal some bases.
Dylan Bundy now has had 6 straight starts where he's gone at least 6 innings, as he has 1 out here in the 7th. And he's throwing strikes. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Pitch count very much under control. 0-2 against the Red Sox on the year. 3-6 lifetime against them. 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball will be in the dirt.
Yeah, you look at his record at 4-7 with an ERA a little over 4 runs a game. And you go, well, he really hadn't had that good a year. But if you go back and start looking how well he's pitched, in his first 7 starts, they scored 12 runs for him. Now, how are you going to win those? You just don't. Not in this day and age.
Nope. Andrew Kashner on the right there having a talk with the skipper. Oriole starter. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be in the dirt. So Bogaerts will take the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bogaerts 1 home run against the Orioles this season. One of the 12 the Red Sox have hit against the O's. This will be the 5th full count he's had in the ball game. And that'll go to short. Backhanded. Peterson. Good try. Not in time. Infield hit.
Yeah, ball hit very, very hard. And then again, his toughest throw for a shortstop. Can you catch it? He gets to it very nicely. But off balance throw, and then the speed of Xander Bogaerts going to beat it out. You can see Chris Davis take a look behind him just in case he might have made a move towards first. A pretty aware play by Chris.
Yep. So a runner on. It'll be hit number 3. All singles. Devers up. He is popped out and fly to right field. Rafael Devers, their youngster, only 21 years old. Won't turn 22 until October. Came up first major league experience last year. Takes the big cut, fouls it back. Hit .284, 58 games with the Red Sox last season out of Puerto Rico. So the Red Sox trying to find a way to get it done. Out of the Dominican, I'm sorry, Santo Domingo. 0-1 count with 1 away.
Yeah, rush to the big leagues. I mean, he got six at bats at AAA and 287 at AA, and next thing you know, he's having pretty good last month or 2. Wow.
Ooh, that was close. Yeah. Nobody was over there close enough to the line to play it. He bounced as it foul. Devers almost had himself an extra base hit.
Well, he didn't overswing, which is what he's done all night long.
Bundy ahead on the count, 0-2. Runner on at first base, inside near the back foot that time, 1-2.
And again, the league has been running high fastballs to Rafael Devers. Try to run it up in the zone. Good count to do it.
1-2 delivery on the way. 9. That was a 9-iron, I think.
Yeah, then somebody up in the mezzanine made a terrific catch. It's a little curveball. What? He's just emergency hack.
Like that bat foot movement.
Yeah,
look
look
at
him headed off his front foot. And it's a cricket move. Not that I've ever played cricket, but
looks like one.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Still 1-2. Bogart's off first base.
You can tell by chance Cisco's target looks like they're going to try to throw a fastball by him on the inside quarter of the plate. And again, the first base coach, Tom Goodwin, I mean, he was a guy anywhere from 38 to 60 stolen bases a year.
1-2. Runner not going. Oh, up there with heat and got him.
Yeah, you get pitches to hit early, and then when they get to this count, if you can command your stuff and Dylan Bundy can do it, you're going to go right up the ladder. Perfect way to pitch a young hitter.
So he gets the second out. Holds that runner over there at first base. Great performance so far by Dylan Bundy in this ball game. Nunez has grounded out a couple of times, both to Jonathan Scope at second base.
And they really give him a huge hole into right field on the ground.
Cisco looking over into the dugout. John Russell relays signs of stepping off, holding, whatever. 1-0 delivery on the way to first base. Davis has got it. Fair ball. He's out. Never got out of the batter's box. Chris Davis coming off the bag. It came right to him. 7th inning stretch time. But a great ball game underway. Each team with 3 hits. Baseball gods are liking it. They're shining their best colors down Camden Yards. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Wright gets it in there for a strike. Trey Mancini has walked. He has grounded out. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for Stephen Wright. And another knuckler that gets tipped away, partly off the mid of Vasquez. Of course, the other thing about knucklers, they can throw for about 5 days in a row and never feel a thing. Fingernails get a little tired.
Well, you go back to 2 years ago when he won 13 games. He had 4 complete games. He was like 3rd in the most in the American League. Just misses the outside corner.
Well, he's gotten it going tonight. He's been around the plate all night long with whatever he's chosen to throw, and about 83 83, 85% is knuckleballs. And there's one right there.
Yeah, and then he goes to 66. So it's moving, it's dancing. He can control it. He can throw at different speeds. He can mix in a fastball. And remember, he came in with 16 consecutive scoreless innings, and he's pitched another 6 tonight so far.
So he's got 5 strikeouts on the night. 1 down, bottom half of the 7th inning. Chris Davis has been 2 of those strikeouts. Davis will chop that one into the shift. Nunez. 2 down in the 7th. The Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, the University of Maryland, and other corporate leaders supporting Baltimore City's Youth Works program, seeking to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. To donate, visit BaltimoreCityFoundations.org. Choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. And to learn more, visit youthworks.oedworks.com. 2 down, bases are empty. Shift on. Cisco a base hit. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Right this year, his strikeout high is 6. So he's only 1 shy of that. Ooh, there he goes again.
Yeah.
He just gets hit. He's got a magnet for that baseball, and usually it's about the same place. Kind of leans into it.
Well, he's a catcher, so he's into pain because that's what it's a painful profession. And right here, as long as it doesn't get your hands, I mean, just kind of gets the right elbow in the way. Doesn't wear protection. I think he might consider doing that. Become a pin cushion.
Well, that'll be number 9 being hit by a pitch. Cisco's on at first base. First hit batter by Wright this year. Remember, he had worked only 23 innings, only his 2nd start. Other occasions out of the pen. Bunting for a base hit down to 3rd. That's a great bunt. Devers not going to get him. And a good play by Moreland to come off to make sure the runner stays at 2nd base.
Yeah, great bunt. Bad play by Devers. He never should have. He just could have put it in his pocket. Moreland does make a nice grab coming off the base. So, hey, you take what they give you. I mean, if you're Jace Peterson, you're looking for base hits. Came in at 161. Certainly not hitting where you want to. So you get a guy hit with 2 outs, and then you bunt your way on to get record to the plate. So perfect bunt. And then Devers just no possible way. Just one of those young, inexperienced plays. Turns out all right for the Red Sox.
Joe Kelly, first warm-up action we've seen. The Orioles have runners on at first and 2nd base. As Alex Cora came out for a word. Nick Lentz, the home plate umpire. Not sure why. And there are 2 down. Joey Rickard. So an RBI chance for the Orioles.
And their outfield moves in.
Yep.
They can all throw.
Pitch on the way, knuckleball away. Base runners, of course, heads up here. Looking for a potential wild pitch or one to get away from Vasquez, the catcher. There are 2 down, 1-0 the count. Down to 3rd. That 2 will be foul, and the count will go to 1-1. Not many base runners in this ball game, so obviously really limited chances. Orioles are 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. 5 left on base in the game. Dylan Bundy hoping for a little run support over there. At this point, just 1. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that knuckler's up high. Dylan has had about 3.5 runs per ball game scored in the games that he has pitched. Not the lowest, certainly, on the Orioles, and not a high number when you figure you need 4 in order to probably get a win.
Yeah, well, that one game where he got 17 kind of skews all the numbers for the year.
Way outside, Vasquez wants to go out. He had to stab at that one. 3-1.
Well, you got Joe Kelly in the pen. Of course, if Alex Cora, his first year managing, that'll be a decision to make. You got a guy working on a shutout. You got Adam Jones already, who's walked and has a couple of base hits, and I'm sure Vasquez saying, do you know who's on deck? Because I do.
I'd rather not face him this inning.
And I think it's not about trying to get him uptight or anything. Hey, just throw your knuckleball, throw it for a strike, and take your chances. And that seems like he's been able to do that all night long.
Jan Cisco, lead runner, hit by a pitch. Single, Peterson first. Knuckler up, bases loaded.
Yeah, nice take by Joey Rickard, easily for a young hitter. And you know, again, Kelly's been lights out. So Ron Renneke and Cora with his back to us, who's in his first year managing. And I think Stephen Wright knows that, again, it's not really, he hadn't pitched well because he has. You just have Kelly, who's throwing 99 to 100 miles per hour, getting people out, probably going to get the call.
They want a strikeout here with the bases loaded. Tough to leave. A knuckleballer in. Scoreless game, 7th inning. Chance for a wild pitch is always there. Maybe he's going to stay. Cora pushes him back. Tried to hand the ball over to his manager, and his manager said, "No, you keep it." How about that?
Yeah,
now he'll make the call. So a great job. Outstanding start for Wright. Responsible, though, for the 3 runners on as he leaves scoreless.
Pitching change, a regular oil change is at Jiffy Lube will help your vehicle's engine run cleaner longer. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. And trying to clean up a bases loaded mess at Joe Kelly. He's had a nice year. Again, I mean, power arms, got a hard cutter, curveball, fastball, anywhere from 97, hit 100 over the weekend, turned 30 over the weekend. And again, look at the right-handers number, better actually than lefties. Adam Jones, 4 for 16 lifetime. No place to put him.
So the base is loaded. Adam, opportunity here to put the Orioles on the board. Kelly throws strikeouts. Oriole base runners. Cisco hit by a pitch at third. Single, bunt single Peterson, and the walk. Rickard on at first base. And Adam Jones stands in against Kelly. 4th lowest average among American League relievers at 146. 2 down. And after you come in for Wright, probably the fastball looks like it's going about 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, they know he throws hard, and even Wright looking on. And, you know, he has walked 12 and 28 innings. And, you know, you come with the bases loaded against Adam Jones, who's already got a couple of base hits. You got to throw strikes.
1-0 the count. Runners off every base. Foul tipped.
And that's 97. And, you know, when you have this kind of arm, you figure, okay, I'll throw it for the middle of the plate. It's probably not going to go there. Good movement. And again, a cutter, curveball, and a changeup. He's used his changeup a lot.
This will be his 4th game against the Orioles. He's worked 3 previous innings and given up nothing. 1 ball, 1 strike count from Joe Kelly. 0-0 game in the 7th. 1-1 delivery to Adam. Again, the heat.
Yeah, I was kind of watching some of their guys come out of the bullpen. Matt Barnes came in throwing 98. Kimbrel, his average fastball almost 97. A lot of hard throwers back into the Red Sox bullpen.
One and two. Kelly and Jones.
And there's 98. Hit 100 on Saturday. I don't know if he was trying to celebrate his 30th birthday or not, and it's an easy 100. Not like he's really doing a Nolan Ryan, where Nolan, you could hear him grunt.
He had 1, 2, 3, 7th inning Saturday against the White Sox. Threw 11 pitches, 2 strikeouts. Adam Jones on all 3 times to the plate, 2 singles, a walk. 1 and 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 are left on base. We'll go to the 8th inning. This ball game is still zip zip. Score, top of the 8th inning. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer. It's a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, Jim, which we don't get to see a lot of anymore.
Well, you know, if you looked at the numbers coming in, Wright's coming off 7 innings, no runs. Dylan Bundy the same against the Mets, and so you figure, well, it's going to be pretty close. You know, but the last time they faced Stephen Wright, of course, he had the bad knee, hit a bunch of home runs. Not the case tonight. And then you saw why the Red Sox are the Red Sox, because they're able to bring in Joe Kelly, get out of a bases-loaded jam. And again, they have the second best pitching. Only the Houston Astros have a better pitching staff when you start talking about American League pitching staffs.
Christian Vasquez going down on the inside pitch. He has struck out and flied out. Dylan Bundy on the mound tonight. Tomorrow, the first 25,000, 15 and over to the ballpark are going to get the Dylan Bundy bobblehead tomorrow. Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way, and that pitch will be taken down low. Certainly a tidy piece of memorabilia that you will want to have close to your heart, your hearth.
Right here.
Yeah,
number
right
37.
Yes. And the head does bobble, by the way. Yes, it does.
Do I need to get 3 outs and get some runs?
Yes.
Yes.
Pitch will be taken away on a swinging strike. It goes to 2-1. Good job. Bobble in the head.
Yeah, well, exactly. I need some outs. I need to get Vasquez out, and then I want the boys to get me some runs, and we can maybe see Zach Britton for the first time this year.
Yes.
That would be exciting. But, of course, Dylan knows as well as anybody that you need to get those outs before you get to hit.
Down the line, that will be foul. So Bundy, he's had 1 complete game this season. That came against the White Sox, where he worked the 9 innings. He gave up 3 runs, only 2 hits in that game. He had 14 strikeouts and a career high 121 pitches in the complete game he pitched. Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, just kind of enjoying this one. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. And Vasquez reaches and fouls it off. He has kept Vasquez on the balls of his feet in these at-bats, working him away. And Vasquez just has not been able to lay off those pitches, especially since he's had to work either behind or even in the count.
Yeah, and then the last time he hit the inside corner. After we thought he actually swung through a pitch, they called it a foul ball, and then he got the call belt high inside corner for the strikeout.
Bradley Jr. then Betts due up in the inning, and he takes heat upstairs for a strikeout.
Well, the one thing about Dylan, when you have a good windup, and ever since I saw him when he first came to spring training in Sarasota, he can repeat his windup. He can go up the ladder, which he does right here. So slider, 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 high fastball, and he adds about 2 miles per hour. And we're in the 8th.
So Jackie Bradley Jr. with one down, shift on against him. He is grounded out. Flied out to center field. Pops that one up into the seats. 15,934 the announced attendance. 15,934 here at Camden Yards for game 1 of the 3-game set, and they're seeing a beauty. Scoreless ball game, and we are in the top of the 8th inning. That ball will go to second. Jonathan Scope time to get it on a backhand in the out. We want to remind you the Father's Day Give Dad the Gift of Baseball, MLB.TV. You can watch baseball live or on demand. His favorite supported devices available. Save 50% now for Father's Day. Other restrictions may apply. You can go to MLB.TV for details. So Bundy's got 2 down, nobody on. These efficient innings keep rolling along. Here is Betts, 0 for 3 in the ball game. He'll take it outside for a ball. Betts now 7 for 28 with 3 home runs off Bundy.
Yeah, and that's why you got to be really careful. Of course, you know, again, this is a guy who didn't play in 14 straight games. Lined out to start the game, struck out, and then hit a slider to third base. But Bundy, you know his capabilities, and you know which pitch he's hit off you.
Yeah, Bundy being very careful on Betts. He's got that great power.
Yeah, he's a slight guy with tremendous bat speed. Only 5 hits to right field, so mostly center or a nice little pitch right there. Not what he would have had any idea it was coming.
Last time the Orioles had a ball game like this that went this deep with no score was on May 5 at Oakland. Ended up 12 innings. The Orioles lost it 2-0. Betts, left field. Trey Mancini with room. He's got it. Side retired. 1-2-3. Orioles coming up, bottom of the 8th. No score.
Alex Cora brings him Joe Kelly, who's been 24 out of 28 appearances, scoreless. So he misses the first one. Here's 97. You kind of read the bat right here. This is between you and the catcher, and you know Adams a little bit trying to catch up there, and then right up the ladder at 97. So you get a guy that's a power pitcher. He's been pitching very well, and he ends up getting the job done.
So the Orioles will go after him here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. As the Orioles will get Schoop, Valencia, and Trumbo up. 0 for 3 for Jonathan in the ball game. Schoop 5 for 18 off Joe Kelly. And a pitch and a slider down. The Orioles have had 2 runners get to third base in the ball game. Red Sox have had none to third. In fact, they've had only a couple to second base in the game against Dylan Bundy. 1-0 count on Schoop. Chopper. Barehanded. Sidearm. Gets him.
Yeah, tremendous movement on that 2-seam fastball.
Well, hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Game 2 of this set. David Hess, the youngster, on the mound against Eduardo Rodriguez, the former member of the Orioles organization. Coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest. Game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN. 1 away. There they are.
Yeah, Eduardo 7-1, and Hess, who's pitched really well. I mean, giving him a chance pretty much every time he's pitched. Actually pitched, you know, pitched up in Fenway. Did give up a couple of home runs to J.D. Martinez and Benintendi, so he gets a chance to second time around to see how he can make some adjustments.
Danny Valencia has not faced Joe Kelly. 1-0 count, 1 down, bottom of the 8th inning. So Stephen Wright ends non-decisioned, no runs, 4 hits, 6 2/3 innings. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Valencia moves away on the 88-mile-an-hour off-speed delivery. Blyer now alone in the bullpen. Givens had been up with him. Got a left-hander, Benintendi, due to lead off the 9th. Then Martinez and Moreland. 2-0 count. This game's so good, the fans quiet down before every pitch now. That's a sign of a real good ball game.
Well, when you get into the 8th, nothing, one swing.
Yeah,
could make a huge difference.
Game.
Yep. That's the key to hitting home runs or getting big hits. You got to do it, but not really overly try to do it.
That's when it won't happen, right?
Yeah.
2-1 delivery on the way. Stepped back a little bit, fouled it off the end of the bat.
Well, you talk to pitchers, you go, well, I need a strikeout. You know, a lot of times you get out of your rhythm when you try to do that. Talk to hitters. Never hit a home run when you're trying. They go, no, but I gave up hundreds of at bats trying.
Yeah, that's about right.
Of course, Kelly did come over from the Cardinals, and he started. I mean, he's got starter stuff. He got the curveball. He got a cutter. He's got a changeup. He's got 2 kinds of fastballs.
2-2 delivery on the way to Danny.
Kind of simplified it when he went to the bullpen. Come in, inning, maybe inning plus like he is tonight, and you just saw 99 miles per hour.
Valencia's had a big month in June. He's had the hot bat. 318 with a home run in June. It's been Manny Machado, Danny Valencia, Adam Jones so far who have shined at the plate. 3-2. Kelly's pitch rifled down the line, foul. Danny getting a lot more playing time, of course, with that third base open. He and Jace Peterson have gotten the time in at third.
Yeah, Tim Beckham on the mend with the sports hernia, groin injury that had needed to be surgically repaired, working his way back.
Full count. And Valencia will go foul.
You see, and again, that's an easy 100 miles per hour. He didn't overthrow it. He just threw a knee-high BB that Danny Valencia, I mean, watch him react at the last minute. He goes, I better just try to foul this off. So late swing, and he does. Able to hit the top of the ball right off of Vasquez's glove to stay alive.
Joe Kelly bringing the heat. See what he does on a 3-2. Once upon a time was a fastball situation, but as we've so often noted, no such thing anymore. Doesn't mean he won't throw it.
No.
3-2 delivery on the way, and he threw it and missed.
Yeah, I think when you throw 2 pitches ago that fastball away, and I think everybody knows Danny Valencia is a fastball hitter, so you're right about not trying to maybe throw something else because you don't want to speed the bat up, but you also know can't be down the middle of the plate because this guy's a good heater hitter, and he got a walk.
So the Orioles get their 4th walk of the ball game, first surrendered by Kelly. 1 down, 1 on. And that will bring Mark Trumbo to the plate. So again, can the Orioles take advantage of getting a runner on base? That has been tough to do. Timeout asked for at the plate. Trumbo 2 for 11. Lifetime off Kelly.
Pretty good numbers, close and late. That's how they over 300 with a couple of home runs.
1 down. Pitch is there. Trumbo has not had a hit now in his last 15 at bats. We've had a few of these going on of late for Oriole players, where the offers pile up a little bit. 0-1 the count. Outfield straight away. Infield at double play depth. Red Sox have shown a lot of straight up D against Oriole hitters. Fans quiet. 0-1. Trumbo in the air to right. Long run for Betts. Foul territory and just out of reach. Right, just made it to the wall. Betts is playing in that power alley as the Orioles use their right fielder in the same way.
Yeah, you get in this type of game with a runner on first, they move back a little bit, especially Mookie and Wright. Not that he's way back, but again, his ability to go back on the ball, but he was playing everybody maybe 2 steps shorter. But the last thing they want is a ball over their heads here.
So Trumbo down 0-2.
Now Valencia does not have good speed at first.
Kelly with the 0-2 delivery on the way, and Danny will pop it up. Vasquez. He's got it. Trumbo is out of there. Vasquez going over to get it. Seen Vasquez, he's that one-handed catcher in making plays. See more of that today with those flexible mitts. Used to be you use the other hand to cup the ball once you got it in the glove. He's caught a couple of pop-ups today, and he does it same way both times, just snares it. That other hand nowhere near the glove. More like a first baseman. Because the mitt's more like a first baseman's mitt. So 2 down. Trey Mancini 0 for 2 and a walk.
And Jackie Bradley Jr. just moved his left fielder Andrew Benintendi a couple of steps deeper.
Late fouls it off. 99.
Well, yeah, it's really easy to be late on 99. 99 in the middle is 99. Up and in, you could add 5, and away, slow it down maybe 4 or 5 miles per hour. But the other thing about Joe Kelly, it's number 1, he's throwing it over. Number 2, he's got other pitches. The other thing is he's got velocity and he has movement. And if he can stay out of the middle of the plate, you can see why he's having success.
Throw over, close. Little stumble trying to go back to the bag that time by Danny Valencia. Ooh.
I think Danny going well. First base is a little farther than I thought. My leg not long enough.
Has an 0-1 count. Center field. Bradley Jr. What a great pitching matchup we've had here. 9th inning, no score.
They don't get him any run support, so every one of those 104 pitches, meaningful. No cushion at all offensively, but again, a myriad of all his pitches. He's got 4 of them, turned it over, changed speeds, great sliders. Those are the final numbers for him. And again, great ball to strike ratio. And Richard Blyer is going to come in. So you can see low ERA, and again, innings, not a strikeout guy, doesn't walk a whole lot of people, pitches to contact. And he's going to pitch right into the heart of the lineup with Benintendi leading it off here in the 9th.
And first pitch to short, and Peterson goes up and gets it. So Benintendi, who had 2 singles and a walk, retired on 1 pitch here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, and the book on Richard Blyer is, again, he's going to cut it, he's going to turn it over. He very deceptive because he turns his back on it. You see his back number hides the ball well. And again, we've seen it pretty much all night long. They have been very aggressive early in the count. The Orioles have taken advantage of it by throwing strikes.
Here's J.D. Martinez. He'll go after the first one as well. Martinez hitting .302 off left-handers, but only 2 of his 21 home runs have been hit from the left side of the plate. Blyer saw lefties 300, the right-handers 296. 0-1 delivery on the way, will be taken inside. Blyer against the Red Sox, game number 3. They've got Kimbrel, the closer, and Johnson warming up in the bullpen. Brad Brock for the Orioles. Blyer 2 2/3 innings, no runs, 5 hits against Boston this year. No walks, 2 strikeouts. He'll get the outside corner on J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, he would much rather have been that pitch called a ball, and it nips the outside corner. Perfect pitch, and he had no interest in swinging at it. That's kind of what you talked about, preparation. I'm gonna look for something that's a little bit more hittable till I get to this count. And you're right about it. Look at the rhythm. I mean, he's got a rhythm. He's going to come to the plate. He's going to look down, kind of gathers himself. Maybe he didn't do it this time because Blyer's kind of quick pitching.
Yeah, he got him.
Yep, right side corner.
Martinez going to argue with the home plate umpire Nick Lentz.
Well, those are pitcher's pitches. Now, again, they're somewhere around the outside corner. Take a look at the glove. Does it move? Nope, it didn't.
Right
there. That's just perfect. Yeah, John Russell, who the bench coach, former catcher, said he's been trying to get the guys to get the glove right on the corner. And a lot of times they'll maybe angle a little bit, and when you angle, you think the glove's on the corner, but it's not. So he said Chance Cisco and even Austin Wynns did a much better job up in Toronto.
Pitch a strike in the inside corner, off-speed breaking ball. Moreland has gone 2 for 6 lifetime off the Oriole reliever. We are in the 9th inning of a scoreless ball game. 0-1 count, 2 down. As we said at the beginning of the game, 2 teams at separate ends of the spectrum offensively, with the Red Sox leading in almost every offensive category as a team in the American League for Alex Cora, while Buck Showalter's ball club is 15th in the American League in almost every offensive category. Yet here we are. It's why you play them.
Yeah, good pitching stops good hitting.
Yep. And it's been good both ways. That pitch will get him on the inside corner. Blyer comes on. He said the starter could be efficient. Well, so can I. Retires the side in order. Bottom of the 9th. Zip zip. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by the University of Maryland Medical System. Be a part of something greater. Great night for baseball and great baseball for the night. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning, no score.
And Brian Johnson, fastball, curveball. I mean, occasional changeup. Not a hard thrower. Big curveball. Uses it. They're pitching pretty well for him. So again, he doesn't come in with a lot of room. He's been pretty good against lefties, and that's why they bring him in. And again, left-handers, no home runs, hitting .250. Right-handers, a little different story, over 300. See what Chris Davis can do here.
So Davis will lead off for the Orioles in the bottom of the ninth inning against Johnson. Johnson, the 27-year-old out of Lakeland, Florida. High ERA in relief. Davis in the big uppercut.
There's the hook, and Devers they put the shift on, and Devers, well, now he's moving back, but he kind of stayed home a little bit. He's moved back about 4 steps, take away the bunt. Chris Davis is thinking maybe I can do a little more damage than that.
Davis has not faced Johnson before. Johnson, a 5.61 ERA, 5.61 in 18 relief appearances.
Yeah, coming off a good one against the Tigers. He pitched 4 innings, only gave up 3 hits, no runs.
27-year-old, 1-1. Davis foul tips.
And again, that's pretty much, I mean, 88, 89. But again, he's very much like Richard Blyer, where he hides the ball well, turns his back on you.
Johnson has pitched only 1 game against the Orioles, 1 inning in Boston. Gave up no runs, 1 hit in that outing. 1-2 delivered to Chris will be way up high. Bottom of the ninth, no score, 1 to win it for the Orioles. As Stephen Wright, no runs, 4 hits, 6 2/3. Dylan Bundy, no runs, 3 hits, 8 innings. Davis will put it up in the air, shortstop back. And that'll take care of it. That was Devers, sorry. Third baseman stayed over there. Yeah, you know that. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Yeah. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. John Williams could have used you in writing the Star Wars compositions. Right. Hooah. 1 down. Breaking ball will be fouled away off the fist.
I would imagine that Chance Cisco might have run in to Brian Johnson in the minor leagues along the way. 17 starts last year at AAA Pawtucket.
Pretty good chance, huh?
Yeah.
That one bounced. That was in the dirt before it got there. Cisco a base hit. Been hit by a pitch. So officially Chance 1 for 2.
Yeah, Johnson coming through their minor leagues primarily as a starter. 32 and 26 with an ERA of 2.69. Again, not a hard thrower, but can change speeds. It's got the big hook. There it is.
Breaking ball again.
Yeah.
Cisco has gone only 2 for 9 against the lefties. Doesn't get a lot of at bats, obviously, against left-handers because he's in a platoon with Wins. Workman if this goes extra. One ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Over the top. 90. That's his fastball. Orioles best chance. 7th inning, bases loaded. Could not move it in. They didn't get the bases loaded though till they were 2 down. First 2 outs were recorded in that 7th inning. 1-2. Fastball up. Red Sox really haven't had chances against Dylan Bundy or Blyer. They've only left 2 in scoring position, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. They have not had a runner to third base in the ball game. No real good scoring opportunity. 2-2 delivery, fisted him outside of third. Devers, and he'll run out of room. Two ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, Johnson signed a supplemental guy at the end of the first round out of the University of Florida. So a first rounder.
always with the Red Sox. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Wow.
Long and foul. Don't get a lot of balls there if you're a fan.
No.
That's had plenty of length.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Chance Cisco, when we've seen the power, it's usually on the ball down. That ball up and in. He's done a nice job of trying to stay back on the curveball, but still react to the fastball.
Count remains 2-2. Over the top again, missed.
And maybe the little slider that he throws very rarely. And that line drive, almost home run, brought that pitch out.
Chance Cisco surprises you at the plate at times. The quick bat, jumps on some pitches. That one was a breaking ball. Somebody's got to cover first. Chance hustling. And getting back is the first baseman, Moreland. Moreland broke for the ball, then came the other way when he realized Nunez could get it.
Yeah, let's see if Johnson gets over there. So he turns. You could see him really trying to hustle just in case Moreland doesn't get back, which he does. And again, he gets the inside of the bag as far as the infield, so he doesn't get stepped on. Remember, broke the right toe last year.
So 2 down. Bottom of the 9th. Jace Peterson. Another lefty. Another breaking ball. Be in there for a strike. Peterson has faced lefties only 15 times. He is 1 for 15 against left-handers. 0-1. Peterson laid down a beautiful bunt. Picked up a base hit in the 7th inning. So Devers is in. Left-handers 1-1 delivery on the way. Another breaking ball.
Yeah, it's not, I think, ideally when Buck Showalter made out this lineup, 6 righties to start, even though what left-handers were 0 for 16 against Stephen Wright, so you get your right-handers up there, but it does match up pretty well if you can bring a guy in Johnson and he can, you gets 3 consecutive lefties till you get to Rickard, who's waiting on deck, if you can get him out.
1-2 delivery. That'll be tapped. Foul again.
And that will get you into extra innings if you're Alex Cora on the Red Sox.
Well, Buck Showalter doesn't have many choices. Manny Machado, we don't think's available. He's here or was here, but he's sick. So a very short bench going for the Orioles. You got Wynn, your backup catcher. You don't want to use him unless you have to. Pedro Alvarez, of course, is available to come off the bench. There's Wynn's. But that's it. 2 ball, 2 strike count. The day of the 13-14 man bullpens really limits bench options. That'll miss, and the count will go full. 3-2 from Brian Johnson.
Well, he is their only lefty in the bullpen. You've still got your closer Kimbrel, and Velasquez has pitched real well. You saw Workman getting up. You also got Heath Hemry out there. Matt Barnes throws in the upper 90s. A lot of work over the weekend for him.
3-2 over the top and over the screen. 2 down here in the 9th with nobody on. Orioles, of course, coming off that very tough series in Toronto, where they ended up with 2 extra inning ball games, losing both of those games, both of those extra inning affairs. 3-2 delivery and a check swing held up. Johnson bangs his glove on his hip, wanted that out, didn't get it, and now he's going to come out of the game.
Yeah, and I think he knew that. And again, you got enough guys out there. If you're Alex Cora, you're not taking a chance. You're going to get another matchup.
So he will work 2/3 of an inning, 1 walk, and we'll see Workman coming out of the pen. He was benched by Baltimore manager Ray Miller, failed to run out a ground ball. And in 38, Johnny Vandermeer, the first of what would be 2 consecutive no-hitters. Cincinnati Reds pitcher beat the Boston Bees 3-0. Came up for his next start and threw another one. Bullpen.
Yeah, Brandon Workman. Last year, 33 games for the Red Sox. This year started out at Pawtucket with 1 save, ERA a little over 4 runs a game. Tommy John in 2015 missed most of 2016. No big curveball, 90, maybe 89 to 93. And will you maybe try to steal a base here?
Pedro Alvarez is going to pinch hit for Joey Rickard to get the lefty to the plate. Great pinch hitting numbers, 5 for 10 for him this year. First time up against Workman. Runner goes, no throws, stolen base.
Well, yeah, again, and they don't even hesitate. And number 1, you got a guy with a little bit of speed. Number 2, I think if you're Buck Showalter, you know that they're going to throw him curveballs because Alvarez, a dead red fastball hitter, there's the hook. Vasquez knows he has to hurry and doesn't even get a handle on it. So no hesitation whatsoever. Straight steal. And everybody running to third. You could see with a shift on, everybody making sure he didn't go all the way to third base.
7 out of 8 stealing bases. And the Orioles have the potential winning run on at second base if Alvarez can deliver a base hit. 2 outs. 0-1 delivery on the way.
Well, that's what he has. Again, after the Tommy John, maybe the fastball, not 95-6 anymore. But he's a big guy, 5-ish, well over 230 pounds, and that curveball 12-6, right off the table.
Orioles 0 for 4 tonight with runners in scoring position. They have left 9 on base. Once with the bases loaded. 0-2 count, 2 down. Be a good secondary lead out there. As the infield stays in the shift and the pitch taken up high.
Yeah, that's a show me. Here's a fastball that I have no interest throwing for a strike, and they know he doesn't hit breaking balls well. I'd be very surprised if he gets anything but that.
1 ball, 2 strike count.
It's so amazing with the shifts. You hit a routine ground ball to shortstop, Orioles will win this game. But the reason they're shifting is because he doesn't do that very often. I mean, look at the whole dead shortstop.
1-2 on Alvarez. Peterson off second. Foul tip. That's the inning. So Workman gets the strikeout, and we will go to extra innings in a scoreless game. hit for, so Alvarez out of the game as he pinch hit.
And Brad Brock comes on. Last outing, not a good one. Blown save in a game the Orioles would lose in extra innings. Gave up 3 runs. So again, he's been pretty efficient. Again, fly ball pitcher. Only given up 1 home run. Well, he will enter a 0-0 ball game here in the 10th. Fastball, slider, changeup.
Bogaerts 4 for 12 with a home run off Brock. Slider will be taken outside at 83. Bogaerts has had a base hit, a walk, and he is flied out in the ball game. Red Sox have had only 2 chances with a runner in scoring position, 0 for 2. Orioles 0 for 5. Orioles have left 10 on base. Red Sox have left 4. All about the pitching. Blyer worked an inning, 2 strikeouts. Now Brock. Kelly worked an inning and a third out of the bullpen for Boston. A walk and a strikeout.
Yeah, the home run happened right here at Camden Yards. It was just a fastball inside belt high, hit at the left center field. And so again, it's really important with Brad. I mean, he's trying to hit the outside corner, couldn't get it there up in Toronto. Only his second blown save of the year. The first one on a ball lost in the sun opening day. Other than that, been pretty efficient.
1-2 delivery on the way to right. Gentry. Bogaerts retired to lead off the 10th inning. Orioles have gone 3-3 in extra inning affairs, losing, of course, the last 2 they played in Toronto. Red Sox have not had a lot of them. They're 2-3 in extra inning ball games. Kimbrel has been up a couple of times. Should the Red Sox get a lead, of course, the closer would come on. Brock's delivery, big cut. Devers has taken a lot of those in this ball game. He has let it rip. He has faced Brad Brock only twice, 1 for 2. Left-hander fouls it off.
Yeah, he's swinging at everything. I mean, last week in Boston Globe article talking about, even though the Red Sox come in at 44-22, that maybe a little short stay down at AAA might help him. But he was brilliant last year. And again, I mean, at age 20, 10 home runs, 30 RBIs, and 220 at bats.
Slow roller, Scope.
Better hurry. Yep.
Does and gets it.
One thing about the Red Sox, we saw it last year. They have great team speed. And run the balls out. No such thing as a routine play. Watch him try to go out and pull this ball. You can see him roll over right there. That's what they call rolling over. You try to pull a ball away, and then Jonathan, you can see who's running. Gets him by a stride.
2 down in the 10th. Scope with a quick toss over. Here is Nunez. Eduardo Nunez taking all the way. Wow. Just backed out of the batter's box on that one.
I'm really surprised Nick Lentz didn't call that a strike. Yeah. Looked like it had the plate. And Eduardo was gone.
He'll go after that one and foul it off the other way. So Brad Brock, 2 quick outs here in the 10th inning. Orioles will have Jones, Scope, Valencia due up when they come up in the bottom half of the 10th, trying to win this first of 3 against the Red Sox in extra innings. 1-1 down to first, foul.
Wow.
Brock gets ahead on the count, 1-2.
Yeah, perfect count to be in. Free swinger, contact hitter, but you don't have to throw him a strike, and that's your mission if you're pitching. Strike the ball. Don't leave it in the zone, but make it close enough, tantalizing enough to get him to chase.
And the 1-2 does that. It put the tag on. Good job, Brad Brock. He retires the side in order. Red Sox have been retired in order in each of the last 3 innings. Here, there you see it, zip going to the bottom of the 10th inning, trying to find one to put this thing away. Fans have seen great pitching performances here by both the starters and the pen at Camden Yards, and waiting for a run. Orioles will try and get it here in the bottom half of the 10th with Adam Jones, Scope, and Valencia. Workman's going to stay on. He got the final out, striking out Alvarez in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Jones, 2 hits, got him off the knuckler right. Also drew a walk last time up. He struck out against Joe Kelly.
Yeah, Rafael Devers down at third, looking into the dugout just as, because Adam Jones, in this case, been known to bunt. So see if he sneaks in.
Jones is 1 for 9 off Workman. Goes after an off-speed breaking ball.
And he's got a good one. We saw that against Pedro Alvarez.
Adam, looking for heat, kind of stayed in his follow-through for an extra 2 seconds. Like, what was that? 0-1. Breeze has died down here. Still night now. Very comfortable. Another off-speed pitch will miss up high to him.
Yeah, move that ball about a foot over to the right. We can go home. That was a hanger.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Scoreless in the 10th. 2-1. Walks in the ball game. The Orioles have picked up 6 of them. 3 coming from right, the starter, then 1 each from the relievers. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way to third. Devers running, throwing.
Yeah, he's got all the agility. I mean, not the experience yet. What has he got? 12 errors. Got a strong arm. Made some nice plays. You thought the Orioles were going to score a run when Valencia hit that ground ball back in the 3rd. Looked like it was going into left field, and Rafael Devers cut it off.
Got some big defensive plays that have helped more for Boston tonight that have been needed than for the Orioles. So here's Jonathan Scope. Scope will hold up. 2 for 7.
And you have to throw a fastball for a strike. It's pretty much okay. I'll show it to you, and I'll get you out with my curveball.
Scope 2 for 7 off Workman with a home run.
Look where the target is.
1-0 away, right to it.
Well, the type of ball game, the type of hitter, and he may know exactly what the numbers are, Jonathan Scope, against Workman, but he knows you just can't hang a breaking ball here because it looks like they're going to try to go in with a fastball.
2-0 pitch, got it over the plate. It'll go to left center field. And coming over, the traffic cop, Jackie Bradley Jr.
Well, that's exactly what you talked about earlier. Benintendi gets himself into position to catch it and defers to the center fielder.
Better than running into each other. So 2 down here in the 10th. Danny Valencia picked up a walk. He is 0 for 3 officially at the plate. Valencia has had only 1 at bat against Workman, and he is 0 for 1. Two down, nobody on. Slider misses up high at 87 and a 1-0 count. Orioles 4 hits. Red Sox have had only 3. 1-0 delivery on the way to him. Hard, fair, down the line into foul territory. Benintendi going over to get it. Valencia's on his way to second base. He's got a double and the potential winning run in scoring position.
Yeah, you get into a fastball count. This ball's hit at 107 miles per hour. It's a hanging slider. And it just stays in the middle plate, and he blisters it. And Devers kind of playing that. Well, he's off the line. You can see there. I don't think they thought he would hit it there, but he does. A lot of clubs, you hug the line and you try to take away the double. he makes a mistake, and
here's the chance.
Daniel Lavangi coming out. Okay, runner at second. Nothing game. 10th inning. Got first base open. Who do you want to pitch to? How do you want to do it? On your terms. Don't give in. And then you got Trumbo, who, as you mentioned, coming off a road trip that he'd like to forget. And you know how you do that? Get a base hit here.
That'll make him forget in a hurry. He's hitting .263 this year with runners in scoring position. Orioles have gone 0 for 4 in these situations tonight.
Yeah, 0 for 8 yesterday, 1 for 11 on Saturday, 0 for 7 on Friday, 0 for 3 on Thursday. It was that kind of road trip.
2 down. Big lead, Valencia. They're not holding him. And the pitch will be outside for a ball. Red Sox have gone 12 and 6 in one-run ball games this year. Orioles are 5 and 10. Trumbo gets a base hit here. It'll be a one-run ball game. One-0 count with 2 down. Workman's delivery to him. That'll miss down low. Alex Cora, his ball club, unexpectedly running into some problems scoring. Orioles continue to have trouble scoring, but only need 1. Workman's 2-0 delivery. Trumbo on a foul tip.
Yeah, very fortunate for Mark that he didn't put that ball in play, because that was a pitcher's pitch. That was a perfect low and away slider. And again, when you're not hitting well, you usually don't see it. You're a little jumpy, a little anxious. And Workman not giving in.
There's Valencia taking a look around. There's nobody remotely close to him. 2-1 delivery by Workman. That's way outside. Trey Mancini waiting on deck.
Now, we talked about earlier in the game with the runner at first, Betts was playing deep and right. Not the case now. Not with the winning run at second.
Got to give yourself a chance to throw to the plate. A little surprised they're not trying to hold Valencia a little bit closer out there. 3-1. 2 down. Workman delivers. Trumbo takes. So 2 on here in the 10th. One that matters, of course, at second base.
Man, they really pitch around. I mean, Mancini, if this was last year, he ended up hitting .340 with runners in scoring position. This year came in at under 100. One of those aberrationally unusual years.
Trey has the lowest average with a runner in scoring position in all of Major League Baseball.
And last year up with the leaders.
Yep. 4 for 43. Pitch will be taken up high. Two down, 2 on. Mancini 0 for 2 off Workman. 1-0 delivery on the way.
Yeah, he's just been able to, when he has thrown the fastball, to stay up. How about at the letters? Got scope out 2-0. Right there. Mancini, pretty good fastball hitter. And that ball was just high enough he couldn't get on top.
One ball, 1 strike. Valencia still able to go as far off as he likes.
Yeah, that secondary lead so important when you're not the fastest guy on the field.
1-1 delivery of it in. You got Chris Davis waiting on deck. Cora's got to be over there thinking, do I want to pitch to Mancini or do I want to pitch to Davis? If I don't pitch to Mancini, the bases are loaded.
Yeah, well, that's, I'm sure, in his mind. And
yeah.
Chris came in at 213 with runners in scoring position. Batting average not near as high as Trey's.
2 ball, 1 strike count. That's there. 86 on it, 2-2.
Yeah, a little cutter gets back into the count. A little slider. It's not the perfect one, but it comes down just enough to catch the top of the strike zone. And watch Vasquez bring it back down. Just not too subtly, but.
Orioles had a couple left on in the second inning. Bases loaded in the 7th. Now 2 on here. We are in the 10th. Danny Valencia, potential winning run edging off. Mancini with a 2-2. Workman gets the strikeout. The Orioles don't get a run. We go to the 11th inning, still looking for one person to plate a run. In particular, with their big offense, we go to the 11th inning. No score, 8 combined hits. Brad Brock stays on.
Yeah, he does, and Brock Holt looks like he's going to pinch hit for Christian Vasquez. He comes in. I mean, against left-handers, he's hitting .455, .283 against righties, and his only home run against the right-handers.
Red Sox can afford to use a catcher since they have 3 technically. Swihart.
Yeah.
And an 0-1 count from Brad Brock. So Brock working here in the 11th inning. Get 8, 9, and 1, and that one will sink and bounce off the plate.
Well, always a tough out because he's not a home run hitter, but he'll take a walk. Earlier on the DL with a hamstring pull, so had to do rehab.
Holt with a 2 for 6 off Brock. Check swing to third. Valencia will take that one. One down in the 11th inning. The last base runner the Red Sox had was in the 7th inning. Was a base hit by Bogaerts. They've been retired in order in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And now one down here in the 11th. Embry up in the bullpen. Jackie Bradley Jr. up to the plate. Number 9 hitter has gone 0 for 3. Shift is on. Valencia stays at third and stays in.
Yeah, good
Wild
changeup.
cut.
Yeah, it's almost like a screwball where he turns it over, maybe like a splitter. Goes straight down. So the illusion is it's going to be somewhere around your kneecaps, and watch the ball, the spin left to right, down out of the zone.
Jackie Bradley Jr. 0-2. Foul tips.
And there's another one, another good one. Yeah, it looked like he hit a ball pretty well to center second time up, but the ball just died. Not much you can do with that pitch. Perfect.
Takes such a big rip. He pulls that shoulder out a little bit, so the outside part of the plate, he'll surrender at times. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be inside and all the way to the backstop.
Yeah, it's funny, when he came up through the minor leagues, UL Washington was his hitting instructor, and he encouraged the high leg kick, and that worked for a while. And then, of course, when you get the leg up, you better get it down when the ball is being released. So if you don't get it down, Tim Hires, they've lowered that leg kick a little bit.
1-2 delivery, good take.
Well, he's gotten to see 3 of those changeups. In the third one, he got a good read on it. And again, fastball, high ball hitter with power to all fields.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Shift on. And foul that one away. So Jackie Bradley Jr. keeping the at-bat alive. It's the opening of a 3-game set. There's some great pitching going on here in this one. 2 starts worthy of one another. With the Orioles, Dylan Bundy, no runs, 3 hits over 8. And Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer, no runs, 4 hits, 6 2/3. Great starts. 2 ball, 2 strike count, and a timeout asked for at the plate. Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Brad Brock's delivery to him, and a swing and a miss at 86.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting when you go back to Thursday night. The blown save came in with a 4-1 lead. He said, I just couldn't make quality pitches. That's not the case tonight. Look at this changeup. Perfect. Started on the corner. The movement will take it right out of the strike zone. Strike the ball. Could not throw a ball any better. Turn it over. Get him out on his front foot, away from his power for the strikeout.
13 in a row have been retired by the Oriole pitchers. Mookie Betts, top of the order, 0 for 4 in the ball game, coming off the DL, getting back into action here in this game.
Yeah, 0 for 4 with the line drive the first time, and just missed a home run back in the 8th inning. High slider, skied at the left field.
He missed 14 games. The Red Sox went 8-6 in the games that Mookie Betts missed. League's leading hitter. Kimbrel, closer. Kimbrel's already.
Yeah, he hits a home run here, or they get a run. He'll be in here.
Inside to it.
Yeah, the interesting thing, and we get all kinds of notes, in the first 11 games without Mookie, they averaged over 5.2 runs a game. And then in the last, 4, they only scored 8 runs.
1 for 7 against Brad Brock. That was a home run for Betts. And a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Three-1 delivery on the way. Ground ball to third base. Under the glove. Mookie Betts is going to try for 2, I think. Nope, not with the bad legs. He'll come back to first base. If he were healthy, he would have been flying. But he's not 100%. He'll take the single.
Yeah, had a tight to the right side. So again, I don't know if he would have made the play, but certainly he thinks he's going to catch it. And Valencia just doesn't get the glove down. You can see great angle right there. Ball going underneath. And then gets back and overruns first base. Almost comes to see Tom Goodwin, first base coach.
Yep. He wanted 2 desperately, but he just could not generate enough speed. So the base hit, it is a single. And here is Benintendi. If Mookie does run here, he'll surprise everyone. But maybe that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, I thought it was the upper ribs, but we'll see. I mean, he's got 13 steals out of 15 attempts. With him, a single can be a double because of that factor.
Yep. Benintendi's waiting at the plate, 2 down.
And again, I think if because of the threat, if you're Brad Brock, you got to get the ball to your catcher, Cisco, about as quickly as you can, and still make a quality pitch to a guy that's been red hot.
Benintendi 1 for 4 off Brad Brock. Tom Goodwin talking with the base runner. Betts at first. Benintendi getting signs, wanting to know if the runner's going to go. 1-0 count. If you're gonna, he could take one here and let him go on a straight steal, but he's not going inside. Gets away. There he goes. No throw.
Yeah, either way, whether it's a pass ball or a wild pitch, little change up down in the zone. Certainly a ball that should, well, I don't know. That ball did bounce farther out. So it'll be a wild pitch. And it will get bets right there. He's going back, and then when he sees, easily into second.
So now the potential run is on at second. Pitch will be taken away for a ball. Fall behind 3-0 and Benintendi with Martinez waiting on deck.
Yeah, leading the American League in RBIs.
Givens up. Benintendi 367 with runners in scoring position. 3-0 count. Didn't have a chance. First and second with 2 down. Showalter checking with the bullpen. Is Givens ready? Here is J.D. Martinez coming up. Martinez 2 for 5 with a home run off Brad Brock. They're going to gain some time here while Givens continues to warm up. They want to make a move because Martinez is 0 for 4 off Givens. Two down, 2 on, no score. That's what they wanted. Matchup Showalter wants here is Givens. 2 out single by Betts. He's on at second base. Benintendi picks up the walk. First and second in the 11th. No score with 2 down. And Martinez coming up to face Givens.
A couple of outs. Power pitcher. You can see 39 strikeouts, 31 2/3 innings. Did get the loss on Saturday. Walked in a run. Couple of walks, base hit. The Jays would win it 4-3.
So he faces J.D. Martinez with runners on at first and second base. Betts, Benintendi. Martinez has struck out 3 times in the ball game and popped out. Has not had a hit in 4 at-bats against Givens. There are 2 down. Leader in home runs and RBIs at the plate. And the pitch will be taken away for a ball.
Yeah, the game in Toronto, Michael came in and it took him a while to get the velocity up. You know, he's capable of throwing anywhere from really 93 to 98. That pitch at 94. But you better be at your best against J.D. Martinez.
Scope holding the runner at second on the outside corner.
And he's thinking, I mean, he's thinking right center field. He's not a fan of Nick Lentz's strike zone tonight. That and the combination, the Orioles with pitching staff have made some great pitches. And that's really how you have to get him out. He's that good a hitter.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Givens a look back. Martinez will take it. That's a strike. Came in there with heat.
Well, not real good body language for JD. I mean, he thinks this ball's high and it's at the top of the zone. Again, would much rather be hitting with 1 less strike.
1-2. Givens trying to get out of this 11th inning. Martinez waiting, takes it away.
Yeah, not close enough to get him to swing.
Martinez, among all the other numbers, he's tied for first in go-ahead RBIs and also tied for first in game-winning RBIs this season. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Givens a look at Betts. Martinez outside, full count.
And not close enough. And they go back to Manny Ramirez's first year through 66 games. He had 21 home runs, the most ever, until J.D. Martinez has done that.
25 opposite field hits, 6th most in the majors for J.D. Martinez. Runner goes from second. Betts got a real good jump on Givens, so apparently feels well enough to take off, and did.
Yeah, the tightness, I believe, was on the right side. Now, I don't know if it's in the oblique area or whatever.
They would never use the term oblique. I think they were afraid of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did rush him back, but only probably because he said, I'm ready.
I'm ready, yeah. 3-2. Runners will be going, 2 down, and walked him, and they're loaded.
Yeah, that one was a lot closer. Would have loved to have done this in a 1-2 count, but couldn't do it. So that loads him up. Same situation, except you're not on the road as Michael had on Thursday or Saturday afternoon.
And Moreland coming up. The left-hander against Givens. Left-handers 261. Right-handers 219. Betts the runner at third. Benintendi and Martinez got walks. Betts had the single. Moreland will take the pitch inside for a ball. Three career grand slams in his career.
He'd take a 2-hopper into center field. That's the way offensively this game has gone. And,
ooh.
Well, it's not a good idea to throw the pitch and look into the dugout. And I think that's maybe what's going on from Saturday.
Yep. He walked the bases loaded. Toronto got a win.
And those pitches are not strikes. So again, I mean, you get to this count, you had to throw it for the middle of the plate and hope it doesn't go there. And that's
mercy. 3-0.
Well, you can just see him aiming a little bit, and you know, I've been there. You know, where you can't command your stuff, and once again, it's just always that term, trust it. Hard to do it when you're not letting it go free and easy.
Moreland 1 for 3 off Givens. 3-0 delivery on the way. Taking. It's in there for a strike. We are in the 11th, no score. Red Sox have loaded them up on a single and 2 walks. All of that coming when there were 2 away. Moreland now trying to find a base hit to get the Red Sox on the board. Zach Britton getting up, just returning today. Takes it for a strike.
I mean, it's center cut. It probably won't end up there. And that's all you can do when you get into these predicaments. So again, this is 3-1. Here's 95, hit it. And to his credit, he takes it. Very rarely do you see a hitter take a 3-1 fastball.
Moreland 298 with runners in scoring position. 3-2. Moreland strikes out. Givens gets it done as he had to come from a 3-0 count to do it. And the Red Sox will leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 11th, no score. On in Toronto, faces the situation again in the very next appearance with the bases loaded and the potential for a go-ahead run on at third base, and comes away with a strikeout after a 3-0 count. That'll make you sweat, but Michael got it done. So we will go on to the bottom half of the 11th inning, and here is Heath Embry. Embry will come on to pitch for Workman. Workman did a good job, couple of innings, and he had one walk, couple of strikeouts. These are the numbers for Embry. You see the lefty-righty, not much of a split there, and divides them up, fly ball, ground ball.
Yeah, another power pitcher comes in. Like we said, Barnes can throw 98. He's still out there. Kimbrel, their closer, can get it up into there. We saw Kelly hit 100. Yeah, cutter, slider, hard slider, big guy. So when he's on his game, he's got good tilt to his breaking stuff.
So the Orioles will try and find a way to get one in. And Embry's delivered to Chris Davis, take it down low. Rock Holt has come on to play in right field. So that means Mookie Betts has come out of the ball game. And Sandy Leon has gone behind the plate for Vasquez. So I don't know. Holt came on to pinch hit, and Betts was still in the ball game. Came on for the catcher. So Mookie Betts still in the dugout. So I guess nothing physically wrong.
Wasn't the game plan to get him 4 at bats, and he didn't play going 11, 12 innings?
He had his 4, then he got a single.
Yeah.
Chris Davis against Embry. Davis struck out a couple of times. Grounded out, popped out. 1-1 delivery on the way. Longest the Orioles have gone this year without scoring. That was that Oakland game, May 5, 12 innings. This is the longest the Red Sox have gone this year without scoring. They've been shut out a couple of times, but neither of those games was in extra innings, as we are now. Chris Davis 1 for 6 off Embry. That was a home run. Dylan Bundy, who had a magnificent start, hoping the Orioles couldn't come back, get the win here, because couldn't have given your team a better chance to win, shutting out the opponent through 8 innings. 1-2 delivery on the way. Davis will take it up high.
Yeah, good take right there, right where the glove from Sandy Leon was placed. They're trying to run the ball in on his fists.
Two ball, 2 strike count. Shift on. Foul tip, struck him out.
Well, again, it's a good pitch, and if you're hitting in the 150s, you're just not seeing the ball. So, getting ready to hit, trying to prepare for it, and then he makes a quality pitch. It appears to be a strike, and again, you leave that ball in the strike zone, which you didn't do. It's hittable. Otherwise, when you're not seeing it, you're just chasing. And the amazing thing to me, I mean, that's almost close to 160 at bats, 1 home run against righties.
Yeah.
That's just so amazingly a low number for anybody.
That'll be in there for a strike, starting him out with an off-speed breaking ball. Chas Sisco a long time ago had a base hit. That was in the 2nd inning. Been hit by a pitch, grounded out twice. He's been behind the plate for game 1 of this 3-game set. 0-1 count, 1 away. Last time the Red Sox went this long not scoring, you got to go back to April 5 of 17. The Red Sox were scoreless until a 3-run home run in the 12th inning against the Pirates. It was back in April of 17. That's foul ball souvenir. Been a few of those tonight. Limited schedule tonight. Tampa Bay beat Toronto 8-4. Toronto left the city as the Orioles did and headed south for a road trip. And Tampa Bay got the win. 0-2. Embry's delivery on the way, and he's going to get another K.
Yeah, same pitch as he threw to Chris Davis. Perfectly executed slider. The analytics say, hey, if you can throw it in the same window as you throw your fastball, strike the ball. And this is exactly what he did. So you can have all the analytics in the world. You still have to go out there and be able to execute your pitches. It looks like Heath Embry has done a nice job of changing a little bit from a thrower to a pitcher.
A lot more off-speed stuff
exactly.
we're seeing from him.
I mean, the metrics can tell you that, but you still got to do it.
So there are 2 away with nobody on. Third base in. Pitch taken up high. Peterson has laid down a bunt. Jace had that single back in the 7th inning. Also drawn a walk, stolen a base. Officially 1 for 3 at the plate. One 0. Breaking ball in there.
That's another one.
Moving the ball around pretty well here in these at bats so far. Evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Workman had an inning and a third, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Orioles have left 12 on base. 7 have been left on by the Red Sox. Each team's had a chance with the bases loaded. Tails away. Orioles got theirs in the 7th inning. It all came with 2 down. The Red Sox, they got their chance in the 11th inning. It came with 2 down. Neither team able to push a run across. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be in there for a strike.
Yeah, there's one of those fastball counts, and you're just not getting it. 5th round draft choice by the Giants, traded over for the Jake Peavy trade. Be going to the Giants. And
remember, he's got a 1-0 mark against the Orioles this year. He's worked in 5 games now. 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 2/3. Nothing here though. So he strikes the side out. And we move on to inning number 12, scoreless. Rock and roll. Yeah. School's out. Hey. You got to find somebody doing the floss. That's become my new favorite dance.
The floss?
The floss. Oh, yeah. You seen the kids do that in the seats? It's great. It's like sideways with your arms going one way, then you turn like you're flossing.
Oh, okay.
Literally.
Yeah.
And some of the kids can do it so fast. Pitch on the way. Givens stays in.
So it's like, yeah, kind of, we haven't been on camera since the 7th.
Yeah, well, come on. We'll do the floss. Hey, do the floss. 1-0 delivery by Givens. And a strike taken. So Michael Givens try and set him down here in the 10th. Kimbrel's up in the bullpen again. He's been, I think this is the 3rd time he has been throwing in the bullpen. That's good news for the Orioles. Not good news that he'll come in, but good news he's worked a lot. Inside out the other way for a base hit for Bogarts.
Yeah, I think as Anders looked back to Nick Lentz, the home player Lentz, the home plate umpire, and said, okay, that pitch before is a strike. Well, if it is, I'm going to swing at it. And you're right about the inside out stroke. And again, I mean, you're trying to hit a home run or you're trying to get a base hit. I mean, that is staying inside the ball.
Yep.
Perfect view right there.
Just what they needed. They get a leadoff man on. In at third base now, looking for the bunt will be Valencia.
Well, you have somebody with speed, and as we mentioned, 15 out of 16 stolen bases in 2017. Only 2 attempts, one out of 2 this year. But the ability to run a little bit.
Devers has no sacrifices this year. Pitch taken down low. Of course, nobody does around baseball. Red Sox have had a grand total of 2 sacrifices this year. Nunez has one of them. Vasquez the other. 1-0 count. Orioles are not going to give him the bunt, though. Valencia will stay in. He swings away in the gap, left center field. That ball's got some distance on it. It is off the top of the wall. Runner's going to come around. They'll hold him up. Had a chance to score right there, and Bogarts takes a second look towards home plate like, oh, man, I could have made it.
Well, Carlos Feliz, their third base coach, very, very conservative. Because I think right here, I mean, if you know where you're playing, and this ball, again, Givens is not a control guy, so he gets it up out over the plate, you're running. I mean, the ball's in front of you. So right here, he gets a good read. And he should have been running hard. I mean, he had no idea, and I think that's maybe why Carlos holds him up at third base. Didn't want to get him thrown out with nobody out.
You saw him put his arms out going, well, why'd you stop me? Infield in. Oh, and hit him. No question about that one. Nunez gets hit on the side. And they'll load him up with nobody out, and they'll come out to check on Nunez. That one hurt.
Well, take a look. I mean, it just buries him in the rib cage and right in the stomach area, somewhere in the abs. I mean, just didn't know where to go. Right here, he goes, I'm in trouble, and whack.
It's one of those where the ball follows you, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's running right in at you. And
generally, you'd turn backwards, of course.
It's never good news, but I'm sure it knocked his breath out. Hopefully, it didn't hit any ribs. And right now, he's going, okay. How often do you get hit in the stomach?
Not very often.
No.
So he will head down for Michael Givens, his third hit batter. Now the bases are loaded. Britton's throwing for the second time. Bases loaded, nobody out, 12th inning.
Yeah, infield in, contact hitter. Guy struggling with his command, did pitch his way out of the bases loaded situation last inning. You would think it's a daunting task, but again, Givens is a power guy.
Holt is just 1 for 2 off Givens. Got to get the run at the plate. That's why the infield's in. You try and turn a double play coming home and then to first or third. Pitch will be a strike on the outside corner.
And then you got a player that's trying to get the ball in the air.
Brock Holt, nobody out. 1 strike count. He's had 7 RBIs last dozen games that he's been in. So he's been picking up the pace on getting people home.
Yeah, well, concussion last year, hamstring early on this year. And now you got Michael Gibbons where you could, I mean, you know, the bases are loaded. You're looking strikeout.
Yep.
What can I throw? Where can I go?
Holt will take it away. Holt has gone, he's picked up 9 hits in these situations. He's 9 for 25. That's a big average with runners in scoring position for him. Limited chances. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Runners off every base. Ball put up in the air. Center field. Runner will tag. Adam Jones lining up for a throw. Bogaerts does tag. Here's the throw all the way through. Not in time, and the runners will advance. And our first run of the ball game comes here in the 12th inning. Red Sox lead it 1-0.
Yeah, and Holt does it on a 1-2 pitch. So he's trying to get it in the air. You elevate the ball, but it's over the middle of the plate. And then this is, I don't know, Adam doesn't usually make these kind of decisions. Misses the cutoff man. Really no chance with Bogaerts' speed. And then the runners at first and second, they advance. So no double play in order.
Yep. So with 1 away, infield has to stay in. Now you don't have a forced play, though. Lead runner. Devers at third base. Nunez at second. Squared around. Clearly not a suicide. The runner did not go. Jackie Bradley Jr. Kimbrel now will be coming in. It's save situation for the moment anyway. Bradley's gone 0 for 4 in the ball game. Givens goes after it down the line left field. Should be deep enough. Trey Mancini over, and here's why not being able to cut off that throw mattered. Sets up another run. 2 sacrifice flies. Jackie Bradley Jr. and it's 2-0.
Yeah, it just takes a harmless out and turns it into a run. Now again, that's the emotional part of the game where you play this long and sometimes you just make decisions that you later regret. It's only a run, but it's a run when you can't score any.
Yep.
And it's going to make it easier for Kimbrel, who's real good.
So Holt and Bradley have picked up the RBIs. Bradley gets number 14 on the year, and Holt gets number 15. Now a runner at second base, 2 down. Inning created. Bogaerts single the other way. Devers picking up the double. Walk to Nunez, and then 2 sac flies. 2 down, runner at second. 2 runs in for the Red Sox. We are in the 12th. Orioles will have the top of the order coming up in the bottom half.
And then you get a guy coming to the plate now that's 17 for his last 50. So he's in his last 15 games starting to hit a little bit better.
Ball will be foul back and out of play. Leone hitting in the leadoff spot for Betts. Came out of there after picking up 1 base hit and 5 at bats. So for the moment at least, Hembree becomes the pitcher of record for the Red Sox and Givens the pitcher of record for the Orioles. Givens with a 1-1 look back to second base. Leone has faced Givens only once, 0 for 1, and he will ask for a timeout. Leone against the Orioles this year is 4 for 10. Hasn't had an RBI or a long ball against the O's. 1-1 up the middle, right where they were playing him. Over to first to record the out. Play made by Peterson, the shortstop. The 2 runs in. Red Sox lead at 2-0 to the bottom of the 12th. on the mound.
In a closing situation, already 20 of them. And so, again, low ERA, 20 out of 22. Warriors are going to have to mount. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys either. 2 base on balls in his last 24 appearances. You can see righties, again, because of the angle and the velocity and the break on the breaking ball, trouble at 122. He hadn't given up 5 home runs, though, so get a guy on, and you never know. Even though runs for the Orioles very sparse through the first 11 innings.
Kimbrel has gone 2 for 2 in save opportunities this year against the Orioles. And in his career, Kimbrel is 13 for 13 against the Orioles in saves.
Yeah, he strikes out almost 13 per 9 innings, so he can get you out a lot of different ways. And like I said, the other, he tied second in the major leagues in games saved. He makes you earn it because he throws a lot of strikes.
Got a save against the White Sox on Saturday in his last outing. So Gentry will get his first at bat here in the 12th inning, hitting in the leadoff spot. Joey Rickard had started there, had an 0 for 3 and a walk. Alvarez pinch hit in the 9th inning and struck out. Now Gentry in that spot. He will take the pitch up high, did not go around on it. Well, the Orioles needing a big comeback. The Orioles have been shut out 6 times this year. Red Sox have 4 shutouts to their credit. Up high, 2-0.
Take right there, and he should be taken here. Probably should be taking the next 2 pitches. Anything to get on.
Trying to get that potential tying run to the plate. Has not faced Kimbrel before. Strike in the inside corner, 2-1. So Henry worked an inning. He struck out the side. That was in the 11th. Makes him the pitcher of record. In at third base, Devers. In case Gentry, who does have good speed, thinks about a bunt. 2-2. For Michael Givens, an inning and a third, 2 hits, charged with the 2 earned runs. Had a walk and a strikeout. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Leadoff man trying to get on. Gentry will pump that one foul as well. It'll stay at 2-2. Three of the last 5 games, extra innings for the Orioles, for the 2 in Toronto. Dylan Bundy, who had the great start in this game. Watching. Ooh, thought he had him. They looked to first. I don't think he even moved the bat, though. 3-2.
Well, it's almost like Craig Grummel's going to come over and help first base umpire make the call. He's already gone. He's coming over there. He thinks it's a strike. Very close to the outside corner, but it's off the plate. Not by much. Craig Gentry all the way to the glove and then hoping.
Didn't look around.
I love Paul O'Neill when he does the Yankee games. He said that's when you hold your breath if you're a hitter, because you're just waiting to know, do I get another chance or not? And he does.
3-2 delivery by Kimbrel. Foul back again.
And you could see, I mean, he's just trying to, short and quick to the ball. Just make contact. You made a great point. Sometimes you hit the ball hard, or even make contact. You don't have to overswing, especially when you have this kind of velocity. So try to track it, try to put the bat head on it, and hope that you get on base.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Walked him. Great job by Gentry.
Yeah, that 2-2 slider that he took, and they didn't get the call, set up that walk.
So the Orioles will get the potential tying run to the plate. Adam Jones, they get the leadoff man on here in the 12th inning. Adam drew a walk himself back in the 6th. He had a couple of singles in his first 2 at bats off Wright, the knuckleballer. Has struck out and grounded out the last 2 times to the plate. Nobody out, runner on, 12th inning.
Now Jonesy 0 for 4 against Craig Kimbrell.
Gentry on first, wild swing and a pitch down in the dirt away.
Yeah, his breaking ball is really difficult to track. I mean, he's got 96 to 98 with great movement, and then it's kind of a swooping breaking ball.
Oh and 1. Another one down and away, not as far. 0 and 2.
I mean, when you strike out 126 guys at 69 innings, which is what he did last year on his way to 35 saves. You know, they got him via San Diego. But with Atlanta, 46, 42, 50, 47 saves. So he knows pretty much what he's doing out there.
0-2 delivery to Adam. That walk surrendered to Gentry, highly unusual. It's only the 3rd walk Kimbrell has surrendered in his last 25 appearances, covering 23+ innings. See if the Orioles can take advantage of a seldom seen walk. 1 and 2. Delivery to Adam. Staying out there, and Adam not going.
Yeah, 4 straight breaking balls, and he tracked the last 2.
Two delivery on the way, and Adam is a strikeout victim.
So 4 breaking balls and then 98 on the low and away. And it's close enough where you can't take the pitch. I mean, right on the edge of the plate. Just trying to ping it into right field, couldn't do it.
One down. Infield play at double play depth, maybe a step back. They don't want anything to get by him if they can stop it. Jonathan Scope. Scope on the cut, keeping those pitches to the right-hander down and away.
Well, like we showed, righties were hitting 122.
Yeah. See why.
Yeah.
Jonathan 0 for 3 off Kimbrell. Gentry is going. Throw down. Not in time, and he stays in the bag.
Well, it's a wise play because number one, Kimbrell, I mean, you kind of time him, which is what he does. You know, he can steal bases because that's what he does, and stay out of the double play. So now one bat on the ball is not going to end the game, and big swing by Scope, and then Leone, who usually last year 34% of the runners that tried to steal, he's thinking more about getting the next 2 outs.
But now the Orioles scored only 14 runs in 6 games on the road trip. 14 and 6. They had only 38 hits in those 6 games. And back at home here, they've not scored yet. 0-2. Heat up. Scope takes. And a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Yeah, and then you talk about that road trip, 2-1 and 1-0 wins in New York against the Mets.
Yeah. 1-ball 2-strike count. Kimbrell just worried about the hitter here, and he'll throw that one away. Outside on it, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Michael Givens, an inning and a third worked with the 2 runs, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout, hoping the Orioles offense can assist him off the hook here. 2-2 delivery.
There it is, 98 up and away. And I mean, how big was that run when Adam Jones tried to throw home and allowed the runners to advance? Maybe won't make a whole lot of difference chasing out of the zone at 98. Once again, a lot of deception, a lot of velocity, movement, and then in the back of your mind, he has that breaking ball that you can't pick up.
So Danny Valencia up 2 down here in the 12th inning. Orioles have lost 4 in a row.
Well, he gave him a chance to win with 2 outs, hit that double over the bag. And
our 4th drive of the game.
yeah, a little slider right here and rifles it off of Workman down in the corner, and the Orioles would get the potential winning run at second and could not score.
Hurry to see your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Game not over yet. 0-1 count with 2 down. Valencia takes it. Did he go? No. Danny leaned in on it but decided against it. Danny is 1 for 2 off Kimbrel. One ball, 1 strike count, runner off second. Went that time. Home plate umpire makes the call on it.
Yeah, Danny, really good fastball hitter. If you hang a breaking ball like Workman did, he becomes a better hitter. But
down low, blocked. Gentry back to the bag. 2 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. Red Sox trying to make those 2 runs in the 12th inning on the sac flies. Stand up. Holt and Bradley picked up the RBIs. Valencia ready with a 2-2, and that's the game. Kimbrel comes on and strikes the side out. The Orioles, for the 41st time in 65 games, 3 runs or less. And the Orioles are shut out for the 7th time this year. Red Sox take the opener 2-0. As Hembree goes 3-1, Givens takes the loss. He is 0-3, and Kimbrel gets the save. Game 2 tomorrow. David Hess on the mound against Eduardo Rodriguez. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by Southwest. This has been a MASN presentation. Tom and Rick are coming up next. Tough loss for the O's here at home to open it up. On behalf of Jim Palmer and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody. Final here. Red Sox win it 2-0. Adieu.